right now. Man, that's a great intro. Every time I see it, I'm just like, what a freaking awesome intro.
There's an 80s song that it reminds me of. I know, all my, but I don't know the words. But it reminds me of a song that it isn't. And I know that it's it. But it reminds me.
So it's the Audio Slave song. It doesn't remind me of anything. There we go. We'll go with that. So not 80s. So not 80s. But hey, Soundgarden was 90s, and maybe, yeah, anyway.
As one of the newest guys, I have a question. Because I just watched the whole intro. What is Toy Tube? Aside from the general toys on YouTube. Is that a thing?
No. It's a slang term. It's a slang term we use for toy YouTubers. I think it's just a short form of it.
Toy tubers.
Okay. There's like it's got a logo on the intro.
Toy Tube or Toy Network?
Toy Network?
Maybe it's Toy Network. Yeah, Toy Network.
Toy Network is our big chat group that we have.
It's our secret society.
Yeah, it's our Illuminati, sort of, but not really.
Gotcha.
There's too many of us there to be an Illuminati. How you gents doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I had a wonderful day home and off. It was lovely.
Yeah. So for those in the chat, you'll notice we're missing a few folks tonight. Oz is having a bit of a headache right now, so he told us to get started, and our co-captain Ed is stuck at a party. So you're left with a few A-listers here, this B-lister, and hopefully a bunch of others coming in for the night. But I'm only in for a few minutes. I told Oz we'd get the stream started, and then Kenzo's going to take over the chat. So
whoa, so much pressure. Too much pressure, man.
You can handle it, my friend. And I'm relaxing here in my parents' guest room, which is why I've got the blanket behind me and the blank wall behind me and the popple on my lap.
That's a popple. I remember those.
Dude, that's classic.
Yeah, this one lives in my parents' house, even though it's mine. So
my sister had a purple popple.
Yep. I think her name was Pancake, or
that sounds correct.
Yes.
Correct.
There we go.
I'm waiting for a history video of popples now.
Right.
Well, I've already got my co-star if I decide to do a history. So
dude, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got him for Christmas in 1988. So you know the funny thing is, if you take My Pet Monster and make him nice, this is what he looks like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had a My Pet Monster.
Colors, huh?
And if you take this guy angry, are the colors off? Is he not mostly blue and purple?
Oh, that's what I said. The colors,
yeah,
hair too.
Oh, the colors
darker, but not much. Yeah.
Yes.
No, so I was saying color-wise, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, a lot of reveals this weekend at Toyland / WonderCon. Anything catch your boys' fancy?
Mumra one, He-Man 2000X, Swift freaking Wind. Holy cow!
I have a few of those things earlier.
I have a point of contention. I have issues with Mondo. So their first four figures: He-Man, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Clawful?
Oh,
Not Beastman? The first 4, it should be Beastman.
But I think the Man at Arms, or wait, no, it was it. Yeah, it was Man at
It
Arms.
was Beastman.
That's right. And
Man at Arms, He-Man, Skeletor.
Clawful's like third wave.
yeah, Clawful shouldn't have been there for a while. I agree.
It should have been Beastman.
I think
Unless-
he's the obvious one, you know?
Unless they just want an anchor for the next wave if they get to it.
When I saw Swiftwind, I thought of you right away, Kenzo, because I know you said that the Classics one has gotten to be expensive, but the Mondo one's not going to be in scale. So,
Right. I saw
Yeah.
that and I was like, oh man.
I know when I first saw it, I was afraid that was a 1/12 as well. But I was like, oh, it's 1/6.
yeah.
It's gonna be an easy custom with this one, I think. I got this one from AliExpress a while back, and I had Tila on it, and it was a perfect fit for the cartoon collection. So all I need to do is paint it up and put a little decals on it, put a little
Hang on. I have a weird spare unicorn. Let me see it. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah. So it's hard to pull up comments here on the phone, but
you want me to do it?
Adam and Brick are at WonderCon right now, so they won't be on tonight unless you want to come on, Adam. And Adam's Kickstarter for Space Zombies from Mars ends in a few days, so let's fingers crossed we get a nice spike at the end there.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Cyberzoic was at Toylanta. Their stuff looked great. So what do you got there, Alan? Here, let me try to maximize you.
This is a boy. I think I got this at Walmart on clearance, somewhere on clearance, and I was gonna make it into. Tila used to have a golden unicorn, and I was gonna make this into that, but I just don't really care to have one. So, is this more Swift-windy than the horse that you have?
Maybe.
I mean, it's does it? I mean, here's the question, and this is the only thing I'm looking at. Is that thing as articulated as the Origins, or is it kind of a straight leg?
Head moves. Yeah, head moves and stuff. I don't know. I don't think the legs move.
Okay.
No, it's a statue.
See, and this one's got all the.
Oh yeah, that's one of the.
Hold on, on a solo you.
I got this one on AliExpress. This one's got all the.
Oh, that's cool.
I think this is the one I'll end up, because it won't be too much to, use some putty and maybe a 3D print on a horn and get that thing good.
That's cool. All right,
because I can actually make the horn. That is one I'm very confident I can do on like what was what's the
Blender?
website that does the cheap? The website that does it for free. But it's just shapes. Oh, I've used it for a bunch of stuff. Tinkercad.
Okay.
You could just make a shape, so it's a cone, horn would be pretty easy.
Ken, are you heading out?
Yeah, I was gonna say you boys got the ball rolling, so I've done my part for now. So I'll be back on for the late night as usual. But have a good stream for the next little while, boys, and see you soon.
Buddy. Enjoy.
Take care.
All right, we'll see you
in a little bit.
All right, now let's get down to business. Let's get this real show going. No, I'm just joking.
So you should probably recognize the chat.
Yes, that's exactly. I was waiting on that. I thought he only pulled up one. So we're going to start off with the first person in, Todd CE. I had a feeling it wasn't canceled. You were correct. Dave is coming in. Dave's Dimension. Smash that like button. Ring the bell for notifications for the Clubhouse fix. And don't forget, I do believe it is next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Cobb? That Dave's Dimensions is having his 24-hour stream? Is that next weekend?
No, April.
Okay.
I don't want to mess it up. And
Couple weekends. Dave, please give us a date on there, and then we'll follow back and we'll hit that up and we'll let people know about your live stream, your 24-hour live stream for
I'll look it up there. I believe 20.
Okay.
20
I did not prepare myself on that one. We got Just Jeff. Yeah, buddy. Just Jeff. Jeff, I still haven't gotten my Rogue in yet. It's so ridiculous. Everybody's gotten them in. I think I might get mine maybe Monday or maybe Tuesday. We'll see. We got Onryu. Onryu 83 is ready. Paul Morales. Hello, everybody. We got Brendan Higgins. What is up, my friend? We got, and Brendan, he hung out with us till the end last week. That was a fun one, right? So we got Speaking Moistly, the coolest name in the chat, right? We've got Dre, who was also involved in that very long live stream. And honestly, I got to reach out to you guys. If there was any spots open that you guys need filled, let me know, because I think I should be able to help you guys out with that. Helder Santos is in, men. Is in the chat. We got Fat Red Food, GI Jetman, SCSDOGG. What's going on, sir? We've got Jason's Electric. We've got Shao Kahn wins. Fatality. We've got the guy who I know the guy. How about them Nuggets? Yes, sir. Oh, dude, what about that shot again? Jokic is hitting 3/4 court shots like a maniac. Eldor is in the house. Welcome, Eldor, all the way from Eternia. We are headed down. We might be getting to the point. Ray Black is in the chat. That gives us half of the ToyTube official status. Spencer Sanchez, of course, we saw Highly Articulated is in the house. We are going, and here goes the other side of that ToyTube official. We've got Nolan, and we've got Frankie Rivera with the coolest 90s logo on his thumbnail. Brick Something is in the house running stuff over there at WonderCon. Oh my goodness, sending us all those beautiful pictures of Mondo. God, Brick, I tell you what, man, I am jealous that you have that Swift Wind and that Mumra right there at your disposal. Let's see. And he got the yellow wings. Is that Sunman's?
This is the Masterverse Sunman's wings.
Yeah, buddy.
And I just drilled new holes on his back a little higher up.
Yeah.
So he can use either set of wings or both.
I like it better without the little tiny wings. It looks better without those.
And I like the fold in these and how they can kind of almost make it look like a cape on him.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll paint these black.
Ooh,
I want them black. But yeah, I didn't have him 10 minutes before I ripped open the plastic and started drilling. I knew I was going to.
Yeah, I switched him out for some gold wings.
Are those Hawkmans?
Yeah.
Yeah, those look great.
See, and I'm
really good.
Now I have to decide what wings I'm going to use for my mare here. All right, so here we go. So we've got Dre, no April 16th, and Dave says no April 26th.
Yeah. As I said, so, 26th.
So 26th? Okay.
Yeah.
So 26th, everybody. This is where Dave's Dimension's going to have a 24-hour live stream, and it is for, do you remember it is for cancer. I know it's
it's the Ride for Roswell.
Thank you. Ride for Roswell.
Yeah, it's a yearly thing. Dave's been doing it. I've known him, I don't know if one or the last two, but yeah, I've been there for him.
Super special guest coming on in from WonderCon. Breaking all the news. Oh my goodness.
No news broken, man. We've been working, so I haven't even seen Swiftwind. You mentioned Swiftwind. By the time, so when I went yesterday morning, they didn't have Swiftwind out, just Mumra. So Adam's seen it though.
Looks pretty, huh?
Yeah.
Is that you're a little breaky uppy. You're spotty, Brick.
The internet.
Are you on that motel internet, that fun stuff?
Kind of. It's an Airbnb, so the internet's not great. I was hoping to be better, but maybe not so much. I just wanted to say hi, see how you guys are doing.
Well, hello and welcome, and thank you for saving us. Oh, I'm sorry though, but we have someone else to save us, and it is Joe G.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Howdy, Joe.
Hello. So how is it, Brick? How was the whole thing? I mean, was it like just, oh, hey, we got two superstars all over?
The internet isn't quite holding up, though.
Man,
yeah.
What a blast, dude. Seriously, what a blast.
What's up, Joe?
Oh, not
all
too
right.
much.
Internet's bad.
All right.
All right, Brick. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Be in the chat. I'll be in the chat.
Oh, there we go.
Bye.
See ya.
That was like a brick kung fu movie because his mouth was moved and there's no words, and then
There's
the
no
words
words.
come.
And just real quick, I want to hear my favorite words on a Saturday night. You're
Joe's
killing
words
me.
are Friday night.
But no, your words.
Oh, hey, that's my wife.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
I didn't see
Now
the
we're-
comment come up. I was on a different screen. That's my
now
wife.
Now we're
Hello,
official.
wife.
There we go. There we go. Uh-oh. So April, not the 16th. What are you guys doing to me here?
Sometimes they're helping us not
Just
helping.
correcting it. It's gonna be
Okay.
midnight. It's 24-hour stream, and it's Friday
Eight-
night the 25th, midnight till Saturday the 26th. midnight.
26th. Oh my gosh.
You got that right.
Dre was coming in here making us crazy over here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll get a little more into it later too. I know Oz want to help promote it some.
There you go. Nostalgic Heart 78. Hey, all psyched to catch this.
I want
And the Crystal Castle. What? I don't know what that is. I didn't place it right here behind me just to show it off a little.
That sucker's it's massive, and I love that it's massive. I just wish it
Had functionality, I know.
Yes, right. It's very big, but it's like there's no play features. There's not even like places to stand. Is there something happening in the back of it?
Yeah, well, and that's what I was gonna say. If you look at it when you watch the cartoon, that's what it was. And she went in the back, she walked through, and she talked to Light Hope, and then she left. Like that was kind of.
Actually, I got a Voltec video that I just need to edit, put out, and then that mini comic. It's identical to that. And actually, in my video, I'm directing people to go check out your video
Oh, nice.
to see your castle. Yeah,
So there you go. I got
So-
Light Hope in the back.
that picture in the mini comic, it's like dead on.
Nice.
Yeah,
And-
it looks great.
And you know what? It doesn't take up a lot of real estate because it's just up and down. There's not a lot of girth to it. But no, I agree with you. It is not a, if they even a ledge here and there, but then it takes away from the look that's supposed to look like the cartoon. And
Yeah. I mean, great for pictures and everything, though.
Yeah.
That She-Ra in front of it looks so amazing.
Or like a nightlight. That's good.
What's cool is I put the first light down and I didn't think about it till I got home from Springs today, and I put that second light on top, and I tried to keep them different colors so they can kind of flow together instead of having just one color.
I want to tell you what it looked like while you're assembling it.
Oh no, I know what it was looking like. I took a couple pictures that were not appropriate.
It looked so fun.
So anyway, well, let me catch up real quick, and then we'll get started on the chat here. We'll start on our own chat. That's what I forgot to do. Say hi to the chat. That's right. You're good. You're good. We were thinking about it. So Spencer Sanchez, what? Get out of here with that. Get out of there. No, I'm just kidding. You can like your team. That's okay. I'm from Colorado, so I like my team. Have we missed anybody yet? I think we're good, right?
I have one favorite sports team, and that is whoever is playing the Texas Rangers. Because if I run haunted houses, if the Rangers go to the World Series, all those games are in October, and they kill me.
That's
so
true.
I don't want them to win.
Free beer. What? Oh. So we got some whack Orange County internet, Rick says. There you go.
Orange County's fancy nowadays. They should have better internet.
So what's new, Joe G?
Geez, not much. It was a long work week. I was just looking forward to jumping on and hanging out with you fine fellers.
Yes, sir. Well, we took a little bit of time tonight, didn't we? But
that's all right. I wanted to grab something to eat before I got on.
we were trying to get our ducks in a row, and it took a little bit of time, but we got it going, I guess.
Sometimes those ducks get a little confused and wander around and out of formation. We always get there.
Oh, very good, very good. And you see, they had that dragon out again, huh? They really know how to just get you guys, man.
Yeah, I was looking at the dragon, the figures, the flame effects, the extra claws. Like, it comes with some goodies, man. That's a candy shop right there. So
How
you're
far away
everything
is it from the max stretch goal right now? So it's still
we're
1,000
not
away?
even. And
Those-
we're at
Yeah, dog.
21 something, I think, and 25 is the next one. So the max is 4,000. So, I mean, we're what, this is the last week, so those people that waited for the last minute to jump, and that seems to be how it usually works with Kickstarters. There's a lot of people that wait till right to the end. So hopefully we'll have a good surge at the end and hit some of those stretch goals. We got the one for the flame effect, the head and the flame effect. That one maxed out already, so we're getting all the parts for the flaming knight. So,
And I'll probably
happy
hop
about
on
that.
and buy another set. I'll probably go ahead and buy the flame set myself.
Mhm.
I got the wings because, to me, I'm not necessarily crazy about like the blast effects and stuff, because it's like it's a moment in time. You know what I mean? The fire's only going to be there for a second,
Right.
and then everything is a photo.
Mhm.
So I kind of prefer not that, but I definitely wanted the big wings.
Yeah.
And then I have a little pair, not little, but I have another pair of wings I can put on something else,
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. But I think I'm going to go ahead and back the flame because I do want that head.
Yeah.
And I'll probably trade my Green Knight for something. I know I was talking about maybe trading the Green Knight for the roaring head, because he looks cool, but he's just not for me.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you'll have any problems finding a trade partner on that. Like for me, I'm gonna buy probably an extra set of the head with the flame effect to get that extra burning knight. I just want to have two. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people with doing stuff like that would be more than happy to trade with you to do that.
Yeah.
So
it's really cool that they're putting out something like that's that big,
Yes. Yeah.
And it's.
Well, I thought of you tonight, Joe, because if I wasn't in a hurry and I had my son's mom and my son and my dog were in the car and we were driving back. We just got back from the whole weekend. We were up in Colorado Springs and it was just a long weekend. But we just got into town and everybody was bushed and we were ready to get them home. But I drove by a house and it had this gigantic dragon in the front yard. Like it's probably a 5-foot tall dragon, maybe even bigger. And it's just sitting there in their front yard. And there's like a skeleton riding the dragon.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And I'm like, dude, it's over out by my parents' house in Pueblo West. So when I go back out there, I will make sure and take an extra trip, go out to that house and take some pictures for you. Cause I was like,
nice. Right.
Dude, a dragon with skeleton.
Yeah, that's Mythic Legions, if anything is. Yeah.
And so that is the Home Depot skeleton from 3 years ago. The dragon. The Home Depot dragon from 3 years ago.
I was going to say, if it's not homemade, you know exactly what it is. Huh?
They have some pretty big ones.
That's cool. So, Alan knows what it is already.
Right.
So how you doing, Ed?
Oh, I love all that stuff. I'll have to, in a little bit, I'll grab, because I used to collect D&D miniatures, and I have a Great Worm Red Dragon that's to scale to miniatures. So it's an enormous dragon, but it's actually in actual scale with the miniatures. It's pretty slick. It's got like a flame breath effect with it and stuff too. Came out quite a few years ago, so I'll have to show that to you guys.
That has to be a lot of pewter.
It's plastic. It's not that old. We'd have to get in the Wayback Machine to have pewter figures.
So right near us is Reaper Miniatures, and they make a lot of D&D miniatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in my hood.
Right on. Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
They do ReaperCon every year, and we get to make props and things for ReaperCon. It's a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, they've been around forever. Like that's a pretty well established miniatures company.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right on. Right on. Yeah, I tried painting miniatures back in the day, but I hadn't quite developed my painting skills yet. They didn't
know
turn
what?
out too good.
I played Warhammer for a while, like 40K, and I played orcs and I painted a bunch of orcs. Tiny is hard. Tiny is difficult. I find I'm just now getting comfortable with faces on the even the 112 figures, the Master of the Universe figures. I don't mind painting those heads, but still every time I watch a video, I get a little better. Curtis's video on eyes is actually really good. Art by Ackerman. It's a good tutorial to get you started for sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't paint Motu because he doesn't like Motu. So no, I'm joking.
It's kind of the same though. Like the heads are about the same size.
That's what it looked like if I was painting eyes.
Well, I was doing those sports figures with the McFarlane heads, which are even smaller than any of the 112 stuff. So I've been doing the eyeballs for so long that it's one thing. There's two things I'm proud of myself with: eyeballs and paint matching. Those are the two things. Everything else I suck, but those two things I'm good.
When I need the next head painted, Kenny, I'll send it to you because I can't paint eyes anymore because I can't see the damn things.
Well, I use the same thing that Alan's got. I use that same thing.
I have one of those that doesn't work.
I was working on stuff and I dropped my soldering iron to the ground. And I melted through it. So I've got to pick up another one of these. It's just in the way.
Well, I always have two of them because I have one charging while the other one I'm wearing. So if I'm using it, turn the light. If that light goes dead, I'm just swap it out and just keep going.
Yeah, I've got one. I've got this one, which is a little simpler.
Yeah. Mine is cool because it's got the black around the top, but then it has this hinge on top, so it goes lower, so you can click it down. Or if you don't need it, you can click it up and still don't have to worry about taking them off. So it sits on your nose, but that top piece has that hinge, and I think it was like 15 on Amazon, and I got two of those. And they have the replaceable lenses on them. You can, if you go deep further or closer. Or
I went a little crazy on Amazon. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just got lucky in quotations because I'm super nearsighted.
Oh,
so all I have to do is take off my glasses, and I have built-in magnifying glasses.
But don't ask you to get that exit on the car, right? No,
I have to. Yeah, my range of clear vision is maybe about 8 inches, so I don't even like to walk around without my glasses on. But when I'm painting eyeballs on 1/12 scale, custom heads,
it's like you're Superman.
Comes in handy. Yeah, then I'm like, all right, finally, I'm in my element.
Nice.
I was on Random Dioramas stream last night, and really nice to just watch him work and chill. And I was actually sculpting in Blender while he was working, and then but he made me get on Amazon and get a foam cutter.
Oh yeah,
what'd you end up getting?
Just a little foam table, hot wire foam table.
Proxon, or is it a Hercules?
I don't remember. It was just one that I thought was cool.
Yeah.
It was like $80.
Yeah, that's probably Hercules. It's basically like a knockoff of the Proxon. The Proxons are really, really nice though, because you can see on Rad Noms, he's got the adjustable arm that with it and everything. A lot of them don't have that. You got to kind of.
I have a bunch of foam tools, but they're all for big stuff, like making statues out of foam and things.
Right.
I have a 4-foot hot wire bow saw.
Yeah.
For carving into block because we do bigger stuff. But
Joe, this one's for you there, buddy.
It's $5.50 plus shipping.
There you go.
And the Horsemen have no control over shipping, but it depends on where you live. I've seen people close by get the dragon shipped for like $40.
I'm in Dallas, and it was about $330
for shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, for the.
Oh yeah, I got
the wings. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I got the dragon and the wings.
But if he just got the basic dragon, it would just be the $5.50 plus the shipping for the one.
Yeah. And I'll probably end up again back in that fire.
Oh, and I think this is what Eldor put the link up for, was if you guys want to get this thing over from AliExpress, and I'm going to have to turn this into Swiftwind because I was looking online and looking for Swiftwind Classics, and they're running about $225. So I figured this thing was about 20, so I'll just customize it.
Yeah, that was one of my very sad moments, because I have the classic Swiftwind, and my dog, when she was a puppy, got the mask with the unicorn horn and chewed it up.
Man.
Yeah,
I got the brown version of that horse, Ken's, and the only bad thing about those horses is that a lot of the joints are loose on the legs.
Yeah. And I've had this one for a while. I have Tila sitting on it, and I just, it's not, it's, I could see it happening. Right now, I think it's good, but once I start customizing it, we'll see how it works.
Yeah, like the bottom knees on the front, which would be the horse's knees, quote unquote. Mine were like loose right from the time I got it. So it's like, if I stand it up perfectly, it's fine. But like if I try posing it in like a running position, it just falls forward.
It's like Bambi.
Yeah, but I got 4 horseman horses for that.
So. Have to put it down.
Right.
There you go. What's
little
up?
Little bit of Kiki's will take care of that. So.
Oh yeah, there you go. What's up, Steve? And what's that dragon's name again?
Baethir.
Bay.
The tag line, right, or what they call it? Hashtag back the bay.
There you go.
So get yourself a Baethir.
Hey Ed, who's this guy?
Balthazar.
It's Mr. Hectorstack.
Mr. Hectorstack, I did see that coming sooner than we think, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Well, that's because we were thinking it wasn't ever coming. So, just kidding, Travis.
I told him like 2 weeks ago, I was like, listen, you got to get this shit out because everybody's, starting to harass you more than they used to. It's getting bad now, Travis. Let's go.
You don't want to build up a reputation of that guy. No, I'm right. Desk lamp with a built-in magnifier light. Yeah, I have one of those also, but it's in like it shifts, and like this is so nice because you can just push the button, turn the light on. If you don't want to run the light, you turn it off. But you can pull it down and lift it up and just, but I have both. I don't use that magnifier light. Like I have the one that the 40-year-old virgin uses, basically, which is awesome, right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, he just found it. All right. Looks like there's going to be a couple more orders. No.
Yeah, that's what we're after.
Steve's on it.
Hey, Steve's got that collection of helicopters like hanging from his ceiling. He needs the dragon like.
Can you imagine a dragon taking those down?
Yeah. Make sure you find a stud for that.
And the helicopters, are 1/18 scale, so getting attacked by that dragon would be even cooler.
Oh man, that would look sweet.
Yeah.
Travis,
that would be. What was the Matthew
Travis, I can
McConaughey?
tell you, I am 100% agreeing with you because life is beating the shit out of me right now. So I agree with you. I'm good.
What was the Matthew McConaughey movie with dragons? Alexa, what's the Matthew McConaughey movie with dragons in it?
Rain of Fire?
Rain of Fire, yeah.
Yes.
You might not know you need a movie when
Alexa, stop. Yeah, it's Rain of Fire.
Quicker than you, Alexa.
You
Even with that internet, Brick comes through quick.
Yeah. Well, that would be about the scale of those dragons because those dragons were massive in that.
Yeah.
Right.
And beautiful. Those are my second favorite dragons. Yeah.
That's cool. Well,
yeah, that's like didn't King Kong and Skull Island take down a helicopter?
Yeah. On Skull Island, Kong he took out several of the helicopters.
Yeah.
Because he grabbed one and threw it at the other ones.
Yeah. I kind of like
that. That was a great scene in that movie.
Yes. I like that. I like when they have modern technology against monsters, that's a fun watch.
If anybody's looking for an extra dragonfly, Mr. Wonderful is now posting so he could try to get a dragon. He's in the shower. Oh,
to a dragon.
In the shower watching the Clubhouse. There you go, Brick. Oh, wait. Who is your favorite? Lone Dragon is in the house and wants to know.
Oh, so my favorite dragon is from Dragon Slayer, Vermithrax. The 80s movie.
That's a great.
That's a good looking dragon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She angry.
Oh goodness. So
So speaking moistly mentions they're wyverns, not dragons. Well, I haven't seen them in a while. I like their heads because their heads are in more shots than their whole bodies. But yeah, if it has 4 legs and then 2 wings, it's a dragon. If it has 2 back legs and 2 wings as front legs, like a vampire bat, then it is a wyvern.
But wyverns tend to have scorpion tails. So I guess it depends on the lore that you're going off of.
And
Technically. Mm-hmm.
some wyverns don't have back legs; they just have a tail.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's
and
I
Joe-
mean it. Going off of like Dungeons and Dragons, like I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons guy, you know. So, you know, worms and dragons and wyverns and you know, there's drakes or another one, wingless dragons, you know.
Yep.
But they're all kind of dragons. So
either way, you don't mess with any of them, right?
if we get into their etymology, you know, they all originate from a draconic origin. So you know,
Rygons.
Wygrons and wyverns. There you go.
Yes. You know what? I really love the Lord of the Rings movies. I have yet to finish watching any of the Hobbit movies. Like I've started them, so I haven't seen any Smaug in the movie. Does he have good scenes? Does he look good in the?
He does
Hobbit
look
series?
good. They do. The wings are part of his front legs, so he walks on them on all 4s. But when he flies, you know, he spreads them out. But the CGI is amazing. I mean, he looks good. They do the voice very well. Very.
He's
impactful.
not in there very much though, other than like his.
No, he's not in it much. That is
Not a
true.
whole lot.
He was voiced by Benjamin Cumberbund, right?
Yes, Cumberbatch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't sound like him. They do the distortion to make him sound like a dragon. So, you know, that part.
Cumberbatch is awesome with his voices anyway. I mean, he does impersonations that are.
Have you ever seen? It's just a YouTube video or it's an interview of his where he apparently did an animal documentary and can't say the word penguins.
Yeah. What does he call them?
Penwings.
Penguins. Yeah. Penguins. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
G.I. Jetman, I am not a makeup artist for movies. I am a special effects artist for haunted houses and theme parks. So
he's a bad man.
Job. I get to make monsters for a living. So
man, it must be tough, you know. But you know, either way you look at it, you still work harder than three-quarters of the United States. So it doesn't matter what you're like. You're having fun and you're doing something fun, but you're still working your ass off. So
yes, I the difference is I love what I do every day. Yeah. You know, I'm never upset to go into work.
Absolutely. So. That is awesome. What about the dragon? What about the Sean Connery dragon? What about that?
Oh, Dragonheart.
Dragonhawk, yes.
He's okay.
That's when they really started getting good at the CGI, though. That's when it started getting better, you know.
Yeah, he looks
good. They could
actually
articulate the words and the mouth and stuff. Before it wasn't as good. Like, you know, it wasn't like Donkey Kong for N64. It was an upgrade to that, you know.
That the dragons that were in Aragon, they were pretty decent when they did the movie make of the Aragon book.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that earlier. Aragon. They just did that one movie, huh?
Yep, yeah.
Because I remember watching
the book justice, but I mean it was still a decent flick. And the dragons.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping for a part 2, and right at the very end? Malkovich as his dragon. They showed at the end. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's gonna be good. Can't wait for part 2, and it never happened.
Yeah, they laid it out like it was gonna be a part 2, but they never went on with it. So
yeah, it probably. I don't know if it did that well.
Well, I have to say, it pales in comparison to Sinbad, the live action show. Those were just joking. Those were very bad.
Hey, there was nothing wrong with Harryhausen special effects, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I bought one of the dragons from boy, what is the Marvel Kung Fu Master movie?
Oh, 10 Rings of what is it? The 10 Rings.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I picked up
Shang-Chi.
one of those dragons
Shang-Chi
in
and the
order to make a Harryhausen dragon out of
Is
it.
it Ping Fang Foom?
Well, there you go. You can't watch. Don't watch those Hobbit movies. Jeff and Speaking Moistly just said they suck.
Yeah, I thought they were good for what they were.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
The
Lord
only
of the
bad
Rings
thing about the
numbers.
Hobbit movies is they tried to extend it into 3 movies. That was their downfall. Is they put a lot of extra stuff that's not in the book,
Mhm.
even though it was from Tolkien's notes, into
Right.
the story.
Oh wait. Oh, G.I. Jetman. He's coming back. They did not suck.
I didn't think they sucked either. I think anytime we can get more content, we're fortunate. Hey, Curtis.
Curtis, they're talking about you earlier. Giving
Hello,
you some props about how you play highball.
Well, we also been waiting for you so we can start our Mo2 slideshow. But
Slideshow.
I thought that was next week.
Oh shit. Whenever we can get Ackerman on.
Mandatory weekly now.
Oh wait, Speaking Moistly hits it on the right there. Puff is the best Magic Dragon.
I loved Puff the Magic Dragon as a kid.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on. What are we doing here? You got something to show us there?
This
Or am I
this
just-
is the Shang-Chi dragon.
Oh, that
Oh.
dragon. Okay.
I got it at Ollie's. I think I got it when I was in Maryland up there with Oz, actually. Is when I think I picked it up. But I haven't opened it, but I want to open it because I want him to be in one of the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad movies, there's a dragon with a chain around his neck, and you have to turn this crank to so he can't get to you, so you can get in. And that's what I want to turn him into.
Nice.
Because Whiplash's base, Caligar Cave, is going to have a dragon at the front of it.
That's sick. Ed, go ahead and tackle the name for me. You've probably seen it before.
Gisequay Echeverria.
Yes, I knew you got it. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Or Echeverria, I should say. Got to roll the R. Because
Echeverria.
it's got vowels on both sides of it.
Do it. Yeah.
Tell you what, opening up toys that are wired together. Opening up toys that are wired together, it's hard to look cool while you're doing that. You've got to find a way to break the wires and move it around, and then there's one thing still. It's like trying to climb out of a coffin and look cool.
This is all I do right here. Just the snips, man. The snips are there.
Just yeah.
All right.
So-
let's see.
This is my great worm red dragon.
Oh, bring that up. I got to see that.
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I got a miniature here, so this is actual scale. So that would be a normal human as
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's
actual
cool.
scale size to the dragon. So
Love
That's
those wings, man.
yeah, they're translucent too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So-
see right through them. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, this was a pretty
is
fun
awesome.
piece. Yeah, not posable at all, but still one of my favorite dragons. So gotta love the D&D red dragon. That's a classic right there. So.
Yeah.
It's pimping.
I picked up another D&D Black Dragon from the last toy line. This guy's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
No, hey, he's not bad at
don't-
all.
he
I
looks
don't
like
a little walk and be all set.
Falcor's mean cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in the package like this.
He's
I'm tripping.
Falcor's cousin.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he looks like that other one you just had. It's the same one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's like a transformer.
Right? From lizard to dragon.
Yeah, that's cool. I like him.
Definitely. Very cool. Very cool. So Brick's on board with G.I. Jetman. Love the added stuff about the dwarves and the
stuff about the
necromancer.
dwarves and the necromancer was good. I like that part of it. I'm talking about like all the added stuff with the what the hell was the orc's name that they added in there? That was, he was part of Tolkien's notes, like I said. So none of the stuff was bad. It's just a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't a true Hobbit movie. It wasn't following the book exactly. I enjoyed all of it. Luke and I did a whole marathon from the beginning of The Hobbit all the way to
Yep, I got all the standard versions and everything.
Lord of the Rings.
Ed, can you sing Puff the Magic Dragon song for us? Jason was asking.
I know he lived by the sea.
You just have to turn your crank sometimes. We've got Largo in the house. What's going on, Largo?
Largo.
I'm going to set him on the shelf. Be right back.
Don't put Largo on the shelf. Oh, the dragon. Oh, okay. We won't put you on the shelf, Largo. We promise.
Not shelving you.
I know, as long as the pictures are
we
good,
know, Curtis.
I can read a book, but man, if it doesn't have pictures, I'm screwed.
I don't know. I think Curtis reads just fine. It's the listening that he has a problem with.
That's because he's thinking about his next thought. You know, he's always, what is he ready to say over you? No. Was done well. Hey, you know what? And when Sonny says something positive about something, you know it's got to be good.
Right.
Sonny's the biggest critic I've ever met. I'm just kidding, Sonny.
Yeah.
But you are. But I'm kidding. I'm busting your balls. Huh?
He is.
He knows it though, I think. But he's like, well, but that's just the way it is, though. I mean, you know. The Cyberzoic Arctic Dragon is shipping. Thanos is coming soon. Mine would arrive at my school on Tuesday, but it's spring break. Oh, he'll be waiting for me when school's back in session. He might melt. You better watch out. He's in California. He's gonna melt out there. Brick, what are you doing? Hopefully they send him with an ice pack or something. Man.
Yeah, the freezer packs, like when you order fresh food, right?
The dry ice. There you go.
keep your Arctic Dragon fresh.
Ooh, there's a different sound.
Joe, I'm doing a little catch up on a couple of these.
Oh, nice.
And I've went in for a while. I was got back and forth. I was like, oh, I'll end up eventually getting them.
Yeah,
just some of the cheapies, and then that orc.
Yeah, those are deluxe Legion builders. Those are actually great figures. I like them a lot.
I was noticing they just don't have quite the wash on them, huh?
The paint apps, that's what most of the Legion builders they lower the amount of paint apps to keep the costs.
Yeah, I don't think it does before because I have like that barbarian.
And they still look
one.
great.
I think it's the barbarian with all black armor.
Yeah.
It's just because it's so flat black. I guess I didn't really notice that there's no extra detail to that, but it looks freaking cool like that.
It's really cool, and you could do just a little bit of dry brushing, like silver dry brushing on them, and that would.
With this, that's why I was like, "Oh, I might take my first little shot at dry brushing something."
Man, dry brushing so easy, but so good.
It's such a difference for such a basic paint skill, right?
It's just mainly that pauldron on them. It just looks so freaking cool, but it's just
that's what I say about like the AWOCs. When you put a wash on the AWOC figures, oh my god, it just brings out all that fur sculpted detail. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's all dry brush. I mean, even on big masks, you know, there's a little bit of airbrush for shading in there, but you know, 90% of the color work is all dry brush. You dry brush all the skin and you paint the teeth.
He's quite handsome, Alan. Quite handsome.
Yeah. He looks just like you, Alan.
That's my alter ego.
There you go. The collector. Yes, I did get my Green Goddess. I ordered her at 11:01 Mountain Time. I was there on 11 o'clock. I checked out by 11:01. I was good to go.
I heard it sold out in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I said a few hours, but I don't know. I didn't check afterwards because that's when I said I was going to start my day as soon as I'm that type of person that if I know that's going to sell, I will sit there and wait for it before I get showered, dressed, ready to go. I'm just sitting there waiting, and I say, okay, now I'm done. Now I can start my day. And he could,
No, you definitely don't want to miss out.
She was just,
So
that figure's amazing.
Sonny has a comment about, okay, so Benegar does not ride, no one rides the dragon.
No.
Because if you're the boss and he is a beast pillar god king thing, you know, then no one rides him.
Yeah.
So that Knight is the champion of the dragon. So they don't fight together. The dragon sends the knight out to whoop you if he can't fit in your house or something. I don't know. But
that knight is probably riding a horse to use that lance with.
Yep.
Yeah, and Alan's absolutely right. In the lore of Mythic Legions, he is like a deity level.
Yeah, he comes and gets the money you owe him from letting him do business on your street. That's what the knight does.
Right.
You
Yep.
need protection.
That's right. You want to run this soup kitchen over here? You pay Baethir.
Yeah, right.
Like the rampart hanging there.
Does anybody have any pickups this week?
Some deliveries. This guy came in, but I think he came in for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I got him in the next room.
The pink guy.
I love him though. He looks so freaking cool.
No, I love the head sculpt, man. Big old eyes and that red. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I had him open 10 minutes before I was drilling out his back to put new wings on. Now, I'm not going to leave the wings yellow. I'm going to paint them black. But these are Masterverse Sunman's wings because he's $11 on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them for $6.50 at Target when they were on clearance over there.
And I just drilled new holes so I could still put his old wings on him too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess I'm triggered because we talked. Actually, I brought that up today, Curtis. So I don't want to hear it. I think I did, didn't I? I asked you, Joe, right?
Yep. Brought up the dragon. Yep.
All right. See, Dragonheart. I'm the last one of them. Best.
This is a Sectar spider flyer that I just got in.
What? Oh, dude.
Wings are coming. Wings are coming. I ordered replacement wings.
That is freaking amazing.
But yeah,
it's in
I
great shape.
loved these toys. I loved them, and I've already made
the insects that they rode for the Sectars were just amazing.
Yeah, and I always put lock line in them so that he can like be up on his legs and not always be flat.
Oh yeah,
So I'm gonna set him up here.
That is cool, man.
Yeah, I love these.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're moving on from there. I'm trying to catch up to the chat here. People saying hello. Dave says dry brushing for cosplay props. It's addicting. I think
he means I haven't done any figures yet. So.
Nothing yet. Too short lands. Let's see. So Mr. Wonderful saying hi. Let's see. Brick says the goddess is gorgeous. Oh, you saw her in person. Dude. Hey, you know what? That's awesome. That's awesome, Rick. I'm glad you got to break away a little bit while you were working, even though you didn't get to see Swiftwind. But he told us he got to see Mum-Ra and the goddess. So, man, that's awesome, dude. That's so good. But here's Lover used to ride him, but it got complicated.
Yikes.
I love Mondo, but that green goddess is too deep a cut for me. What? Get out of here, man. You won't get her just for the sheer awesomeness. You don't even need to be a Motu guy to like. I mean, that figure is amazing no matter what.
It is, but I also get it. Like, that's like an extra goddess. Like, they didn't do anything with her for a long time. They're like, this is a goddess because it's green and it's not. This isn't Tila. See, it's green. It's different.
But she's not like the heads. They're all different. There's so much different there that there's actually less alike the Tila than there is like it. Like
now, Kento's triggered.
Yeah, I'm talking about my green goddess like that, man.
I'm talking about the character in general.
My woman.
I'm just talking about the character in general. She's like an extra. They didn't need her.
Well, what's wrong with that? I got Disco Skeletor too. You gonna talk bad about him? Come on.
Yes.
Go ahead. Talk bad about my. We didn't need that red beast man, but you made him. So there you go.
We did need red beast man.
No, we didn't do nothing with him for a long time. And then here he is. He's extra.
Show me the Disco Skeletor mini comic. I can show you a couple red beast man mini comics.
Hey, but how long ago? I mean, the same amount of time as the goddess. So don't give me that.
But they kept using Beastman
in orange.
They forgot about the goddess. They're like,
but then they just put her as the sorceress. So there you go.
Took a while.
All right.
Yeah, they finally corrected that in like 200x.
If you didn't like her, that's great. I loved it, so I got it, and that's it.
Oh, the
Can
only
I
model
address-
I have is Beastman because Beastman.
Can I- can-
Address, Joe.
Can I address this, please?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's yes.
So, Sonny, that is true. In Dragonlance, Verminar does ride a red dragon. Okay. This is a Funko Pop of Bahamut, which is the god of good dragons, just like Tiamat is the god of evil dragons. Ain't nobody riding the deities. Okay. The gods ain't having people mount up. So I'm just saying that there might be some dragons in Mythic Legions eventually that riders do ride, but Beathir is not one of those, according to the lore. That said, it's a toy. So if you buy the toy, man, you could ride it if you want to. It's your toy.
That's right. And if you want to make a longer lance so you don't have short penis envy, you can make a longer lance.
And if Oz gets that dragon over to Punk, he can actually ride it and sit on it. And
He's action figure sized. Yeah.
Yo,
Since he doesn't come on Saturdays anymore, we could just talk shit about him, right? Since he bailed on Saturdays.
Yeah, but Sonny, Beathir is not a regular dragon. That's the point. Is Beathir is one of the 5 pillars of the mythic.
Yeah. He is the deity. That big leap that you're talking about, that is that dragon. He is a deity.
You know what's funny is now that you're telling me this story, it's very similar to, and you can laugh at me if you'd like. While I'm making this, I watched a lot of She-Ra because I enjoy when I'm making something for it, even if it's in the background, whatever. I was watching it while I was making this, and guess what? The king of the unicorns says he would never let a human ride him. Like that was the king, and he didn't. And because she came over on Swiftwind, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing? You're a slave to the human. Why are you letting the human ride you?" And he says, "Well, she's my friend. I let her do it. It's not. We work together." And in the end, of course, he realized that he could trust her, and then he let her ride him, and then that ruined the whole. That ruined it all.
Yeah.
So there you go. I watched She-Ra. Shut up.
Which just goes to show that blondes have more fun. That's the moral of that story.
it.
Well, he knew he didn't have a saddle, and she had that little skirt.
Yeah, a little bareback action.
Come on now, we know what he was doing. No,
Right.
anyway,
Kind of like turning on the dryer, right? Spin cycle.
Yeah, just say on something like this, then dry brushing over, 'cause I don't know anything about either one, over like doing a wash.
Well, the wash is easier. Dry brushing is a little more, I won't say it takes a lot of skill, but it takes more skill than washing. But it depends on the look you're going for.
Yeah, so a wash, if you put kind of a darker wash on it, it'll give it the same kind of thing. It brings out the details, but in a more like a grittier way.
Yeah.
Where a dry brush tends to make things pop more. So it's rather like the effect that you want to do. You want a darker,
if you want
grittier
to make them look like a clean knight with some detail, you want to do like a dry brush. If you're looking for a gritty knight that's seen some battle, a wash is the better way to go.
Right.
Okay.
I picked him up today.
it's a good deal. That's what, $30 normally for that thing
Yeah.
on the Pulse or whatever. Jada's Sagat. Ooh, sweet. See, Brick, you need to give in and buy more stuff. Like you're getting all this indie stuff, and I get it, it's awesome, but you're passing all this Masterverse stuff, and
Rick was pretty excited about
like,
Frosty the
up,
Snowman.
What's
So
up?
I mean, and I seen that they showed off Fred and Barney from Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles. Did you see that?
Dude, I love that, man.
And Tony.
Bonnie, my pebbles. Hey, Fred.
I never liked Frosted Flakes, so I refused to get Tony the Tiger.
No, that's what I steal from work every night.
The little bowls or what? Or like,
now they have those actual dispensers, like cereal dispensers in the cafeteria where you turn the knob.
Oh yeah,
Put my coffee cup in there, fill it up every night.
Ooh, he's got a Sectar's collection in the parents' garage. You need to break those open there, Rick. That'd be cool.
I was looking at a Hive playset. I've looked at a few on eBay, and yeah, they're pricey, but they kind of suck. It's like it's only a front shell, and then 2 like prop ups in the back, and then
Yeah, it
cardboard.
wasn't that great of a playset.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna
and you're all about playability and
I'm gonna make my
functionality.
own.
There you go. And I just give a shout out. My nephew's in the chat. He literally is my nephew, calling me uncle. So, what's up, Brody? What's going on, man? That's the first time I've seen him on here. He's probably like, man, my uncle's a dork, man. Jesus.
Yeah, who is this guy?
He's in high school, so yeah. You got to see your uncle collecting toys like that. It's terrible. You can only fit so many 12-inch figures in your display. That is true.
It sounds like a
She's
quitter
not that
right
big.
there.
She's not bulky like Beastman that takes up 6 sections. She only takes up 1. Beastman's gigantic.
He's
I'm not
worth
saying
it.
that negatively. I have it too. I'm saying
Curtis, you can do anything you want to do, buddy. I believe in you. If you
You're
want
gonna
it,
get
you
a
can
2
make it
dragons.
happen. The only thing stopping you is you.
that's right.
That's right.
And that haircut. I mean, wait, what? Did I say that out loud? I didn't say that out loud, did I? Shit.
I didn't hear anything.
New Eternia He-Man. There you go. You know, Oz sent me something interesting today asking me about the movie Masterverse Beastman. He is gone. Nowhere to be found, and he's already on eBay for $127 or something like that.
Yeah,
If you
because
didn't get him,
George's Cork was asking about him for some people out there.
apparently he's nowhere to be found anymore. So if you got him, good job. I got 2.
Movie Skeletor didn't last long either.
No.
Well, I think too is because they didn't have him in classics. So
Well,
People
and
are-
he was that one was only, I thought it was only an online exclusive thing where it was only BBTS and Entertainment Earth that had him. Because I didn't see him at any stores. I don't know if you guys did or not, but
I picked up 2 in the store,
okay, so he was in the stores.
and I might have 2 still in the box.
2 in the box, ready to go.
I have a Beastman problem, in case you didn't know.
Yes.
But,
yes. Seafood
yeah.
does trigger me, by the way. So
and I haven't worn my sweater in a while.
hold on, let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 2 of my own 3D prints. And I got Rogue, Evelyn, and the Goddess on the way. Ugh. Love me some Mondo, baby. Not getting any more. I'm not jumping over to Thundercats though. But I did see Chitara, and I'll probably get her. But I'm not getting anybody else.
I heard they're doing Frosted next month.
God damn it. Don't tell me that.
All I gotta say is a female pig. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, see, look. She's the source of He-Man's power, right? Yeah. There's a picture. Like she gave him his shield and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. She's OG.
Yeah, I admit, in one mini comic, she had purpose. Yes.
Uh-oh, here you go, Joe.
Well, that's we explained that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takesis was Tiamat in Dragonlance. Yes, that is very, very correct.
Sonny giving us an actually, but you already said it though, right? So it didn't matter.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about different, if you have lore for your property, different lores can completely change the rules as to how we see them, just because it's that way in Lord of the Rings or a certain way in Dungeons and Dragons, that doesn't mean that it's going to be that way for every property. These creators are doing their own thing.
Which
I
is
think
that's the way it should be. Yeah.
I think that's fun. Yeah. It's another figure, Sonny. It's going to be the Beathir's Fury. We don't know what the figure is going to be yet. They haven't revealed it, but they did say it was going to be a figure and it was going to use the pauldrons that the Dragon Knight uses.
Nice. To form friendship with
I got a
Pegasus.
problem with this orc.
Pegasus. Yeah, that's true. He did. He had the little kind of argue. Well, and just like the blue guys. What's the blue one? The blue people that connect their hair to
Smurfs.
the horse. The weird
Avatar?
horse. Avatar, yes. They had to
Oh.
fight to the dragons to get unto them. Remember, they had to hook in with their hair to the dragon, but the dragon was trying to kill him first. So it is kind of a similar. It kind of carries over to a lot of different storylines. You never watch Avatar, Joe?
No, I've never seen Avatar.
I went to the theaters because it just for the special effects. I thought it would be cool because of the special effects, and it wasn't. I always watch things for what they are. I try not to give too many high expectations, and I try to enjoy whatever it is. You know,
Nothing against it. I'm not a big movie goer. It just when I heard that they were fighting over unobtainium.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that sounds like 80s G.I. Joe stuff.
That does sound like that. Oh man, look at that.
Yeah,
So
you put there, and he's going to be out there too.
You put that lock line in the legs. You basically make a hand out of the lock line with zip ties and zip lining it together. And now I can stand him up, and now he's fully posable. You know,
that's great. I bought a pack of that lock line after that first live I saw you had that. I
dude,
bought it right away.
Best. I use it all the time.
What's up, 3-star? And he got to see the dragon in person today.
Awesome.
I saw him. He looked like Ben Roethlisberger. He had like the
dragon did.
Like no, 3-star. He looked like Ben Roethlisberger. Okay. He had the jersey and he had the goatee. He looked just like Big Ben.
Nice.
He was he trying to? Because he did. I don't know if he was trying to or not.
He was cosplaying as Big Ben today.
Okay, he did really look.
No, I don't know if he was really, but he
really did look at him. Mm-hmm. Prototype for the Mondo 112 He-Man. Yes, that is pretty awesome, and the face sculpt is amazing. Mondo does great with most of their stuff. So post 2022, yeah. And Lionel, oi, see, I can't do it, man. I can't do all of that. I can't afford it. I won't be able to. Checked in over Kenzo's. Hit that like. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Unless the character that goes across multiple properties like Joe, like Vecna. Oh.
Eat poop, Curtis.
Yes, stinky poop. Like fresh.
Did Buddy get this stream started? Is that how we started?
No, Ken came in and started it, and it was the four of us. It was Ken, Alan, Cobb, and myself, and then Joe came in, and then you came in. So right after there.
Benegar didn't just ride a horse, so he has a reason to use this lance.
Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that one.
No, it's just that
needs no lance if he has no ride.
There's a lot of horses in Mythic Legions. Like
Sonny is just on that thing about the
I'm telling you,
man.
The last time I saw him on it like that was when it was about guns. I you know how I would describe him.
He has a thing for weapons. I think we got to watch out for that guy.
Right.
Just showed us that the one from D&D.
No. This okay. So the one from the cartoon was Tiamat, also known as Takesis and Dragonlance. This is just a colossal red dragon from the D&D Icon series of miniatures that came out a long time ago. You can probably find it on eBay, I'm sure. I don't know. I collected them from a gaming shop. But
that's a beaut.
They were like these were sold singles, but the actual miniatures themselves were sold like trading card packs. You didn't know what you were going to get. You would just buy a box of blind miniatures. Cool. And then you
how many doubles of those things did you get, Joe? Like 100?
100 million. I go, you know me, I go crazy over things. So I
go big or go home, right?
Yeah. I had so many, I was actually just giving them away to other people I knew that played role-playing games. So
the Smurfs.
All right, Cobb had a question. Let's bring up Cobb here. What do you got, Cobb?
Oh no, I just have going between those two orchids. I'm like, I don't know which one I'm gonna like better.
This
one's really Lord of the Ringsy to me.
Yeah, that's the original orchid. So that's been used many times in the line. Yeah, and then that one is the new style that they came up with, the new head sculpt for that particular.
So what you're saying is I just need to get another orc.
So that's how I deal with all my problems is just buy more. Why choose?
Yeah.
Which head
did that's why I had to get him. I don't have an orc yet. Let me just grab one. So got me started. Yeah. Well, I guess technically I have an orc because I have that Moss Man. But
right. He's a lichen orc. Yeah.
Not just a furry orc, I guess.
Yeah.
Locking orc.
That particular orc is from an underground race of orcs. They live underground, so
And
in
grow
the
moss.
Mythic Legion. Yeah.
Got home a half hour ago. How was it? 3 stars. Did you have fun, man? Sure, it was a blast. Every time you see videos, everybody's just having a good time. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, I'm gonna get my ass to a con. Man.
No, I should hit him up. See if I can one of those. Look for that
So-
barbarian.
Oh yeah.
We're having a little bit of dragon talk. And I want to mention a dragon-sized disappointment. When McFarlane came out with the dragon line, but like
Oh, yeah.
McFarlane Dragons,
Yep. The
They look
original ones are his
terrible.
re-releases.
the statues.
Yeah, but he did another series of them just recently, and then he
Yeah.
did them
Oh,
way
really?
back. Yeah.
Either one. They just didn't
Okay.
look good. I was not a fan.
Really? I bought like 20 of those.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
the
just so
original
happy
ones I
that
had
somebody
shit
was
ton
making
of.
dragons.
I'm happy that someone's making dragons, but I don't know. They weren't ever beefy enough. They didn't look strong enough.
Right.
They were a little spindly.
That
Well,
is true.
McFarlane also makes all of his action figures with long legs and skinny arms. So I mean,
He did the same thing to the dragons, which I think is
Yeah.
weird.
And he's gonna jokerize those dragons next year. So.
There's no doubt. There'll be a bat dragon,
Yeah.
Joker dragon, covered in bird poop dragon.
So
Yes.
Adam got to look at the 1/12 Mondo 2000X prototype and said the torso cut is brilliant, barely visible because it lines up well with the harness. Ooh, baby. Yeah.
No, they look
Cannot wait.
amazing. Yeah. So that would be Curtis and Jesse. They got to do the reveal of the Shadow
Oh,
Orc. So.
jeez.
Yeah.
Man, just give him more
Tooting their
stuff
own
to make
horn a
him
little
full of
bit.
himself. Man, no, I'm joking. Love you, Curtis. Oh,
Kenny, how come every time you insult Curtis, you tell him you love him afterwards?
I've only said I love him once. That's the first time. Only said it once. I've never. This is
I've
the
heard it
first. This
twice
is breaking
already
news.
tonight.
This is the first time I've ever told
Nope,
Curtis.
I said
love
I
him.
heard it twice tonight. You said
God
it
dang it! Hate you, Curtis.
Kenzo,
We're
have
supposed to be
you
paying
never-
attention, Ed.
Kenzo, have
I'm
you never
keeping
been
tabs
to any
over
of the
here.
cons?
I have been to the worst con ever in the Colorado Springs Comic Con, which is just a Funko Pop fest. It was nothing but Funko Pops everywhere, and then they had some people doing autographs, and that was it. It was at the World Arena in Colorado Springs. I've never
Okay.
been to a decent any kind of con. I'm in the middle, man, and I don't know.
I do a lot of like haunted house conventions and haunted house trade shows, but I went to Legion's Con last year. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I can't go this year because I have a haunted attraction event that same weekend. But it was so weird because they look like they're the same people. But I was in the lobby of the hotel and I'm looking around and I didn't know anyone. But they looked like people that I should know. It was great. It was really cool to go somewhere and not know it.
I wished that because that Legion's this con this last year was the first convention that I had ever
And that's
been
the
to.
secret of life.
Yeah, it was the first one that I had ever been to, and I wish I had known who you were at the time, Alan, because I would have loved to hung out with you, man. It was just the coolest freaking thing. Being a part of the community for a while, like I have, like so many people just recognized me and knew me. It was like hanging out with, 100 cool friends for 4 days. It was really neat. I enjoyed.
I'm gonna try and get there again next year.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go every year now for sure. After that,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think they should give you a booth. Like this is Joe G. That's it. Joe G's
Well,
like,
I
"What's
might-
up, everybody? Come hang out with me."
I'm this year. I'm gonna be teaming up with Perry Morrell. He sells troll custom parts that he paints and makes and stuff. And I'm gonna be sharing a table with him. So we're gonna
Sweet.
we're gonna split that. So that'll be fun. Nail me down a little bit.
My plan is like Snake Mountain is breakdownable. Like it's all different units. And I want to take it to shows and conventions and stuff just to mess with. I've got some heads I've sculpted and things that I'd sell, but mostly I just want to. It sucks to have it in my garage, in my shop.
Right. No, you would blow people's mind with that.
Yeah.
Just watch out for Oz in his backpack. Don't let him anywhere near
Backpack more than all.
Yeah. Well, according to and it's funny because it's funny when you post something on a certain page, like if it's on your page or if you do it in a group or whatever else. Man, according to the Facebook groups, I need to go to cons and just walk around with that thing because there's so many. Everybody loves the Crystal Castle, so that was a cool one to finish, I guess, because that one, because it's just, I think I know Alf Inflict is almost done with his, and I know he's working on something really cool. I can't even say about it. I don't even think I can say anything, so I won't. But he's working on something really cool. But then I think the one that, and I hate to say that I don't remember his name, the dude that does the Orko voice for the Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
He had one. I don't know if he made it or bought it, but I saw a video like an hour before I posted mine. He had posted a video with his. So it seemed like everybody kind of got it done at once, but it's cool to actually see it be real instead of just only on the cartoon. So I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
But it's no dragon, but it's pretty cool.
I'm still on my learning curve over here. It's the first time I swapped feet out because that Gladiator comes with extra feet.
Yes.
I did not realize they pop off that easy. What else comes off of them
Isn't everything come off?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
If you dunk that figure in hot water, like
everything,
you could take
those are the best
I know
things
you
to
guys
customize.
do.
I didn't know that until about a month ago because I'm
I've been afraid to. I mean, now that I'm getting more, I'm finally able to maybe be able to swap some stuff around. But
so it's basically like what you can do with the Motu Origins line, yeah,
but easier.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes apart so much easier, and the joints aren't as bad. So when you're doing the paint, of course, it gives you that spot to where you can really get that. You know, you got to change your layers and you got to change your coating on it, your sealant, because obviously every joint you don't want to go too thick, or you want to do it in those small layers.
I was just talking about popping and swapping it.
Even popping and swapping is super.
So the hip, and then the hip, the shoulders, hands.
Knees. Even if you look at the feet, the joint in the feet, you could pop that out if you want.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I got that Gladiator that comes with extra feet, so that's the first time.
But I mean, just the joint
that
there
joint
on the actual foot. If you heated it up enough, you could pop that out if you wanted
down there,
to.
that bottom piece. All right.
Yeah, there's not
Curtis,
a ton of reason to, but
Legions, Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis on his channel, Art by Ackerman, does something called an exploded review, where he takes the figures apart down to the smallest piece that you can take them apart to, and that can give you a good primer on how to, how they come apart. And
I remember that now, because I was like, oh, that's something I'll have to go back and check out once I
was shocked.
accumulate enough figures that I could actually do some stuff. So I'm getting there.
Well, when they were first designing Mythic Legions, they were actually looking at using the Glyos system, because that's what Glyos is famous for, is for popping and swapping all the parts. And then they just decided to take it and kind of do their own thing and enhance it. And that's how we ended up with Mythic Legions all just pop and swap like crazy. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And 3-star confirmed he had a good time.
Right on.
And he's got some footage, so we're excited for that.
3-star Drawl the channel name?
Yes. Yeah. That's the YouTube show. That's the YouTube
show. Formerly Down South 77, correct?
No, Down South is other channel. He does.
Oh, but his other channel. But he used to come on here with that.
Yeah.
Okay. He has felt love multiple times. Yes.
I just subscribed.
Curtis was in prison, so.
Palo.
Yes.
Good. When you hear "Good morning, honey" whispered in your ear and you live in prison, it's not a good thing.
No.
To quote Orlando Jones, "There's always time for lube."
Right. Yeah.
That is an excellent movie.
Yeah.
Hylian Dread says, speaking of McFarlane, Batman Returns figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
McFarlane's Batman. The last couple releases McFarlane done at the DC characters has been pretty damn good.
Yeah, they're doing the Batman Returns, Batman, Penguin, Catwoman, and Maximilian Shrek. Was that?
I helped him get the wood. I can't remember which one now.
And then I think a 3-pack of like armed penguins. You know, the penguins with like the armor with the rockets on them.
Oh, yeah. I had a pack of those back in the day, the little 2-pack of them.
Yeah.
Like
Right on.
Batman Returns came out.
Yeah, that's
Those were
cool.
Cool.
So, right on.
Real.
He never got enough credit for having such a cool mustache. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
gonna
I'm going
say
to
that.
swap his head out. So mine probably won't maintain a mustache.
What should you replace that with? Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Just get him a cowboy hat. He's ready to
Yeah,
go.
that's my next thing's gonna get a.
Did I hear that Mattel was doing Brave Star in Origins?
What? If you did, please confirm because that sounds awesome.
I haven't heard that, but that's pretty damn
Okay.
cool.
Wow.
Then maybe I didn't hear that.
Unless you saw Boojaboo's posts and he just made those Brave Stars. And
Yeah, I think Bud was talking about doing the Brave Star. That's what it was. But I think wanted a second Rio Blast. I was hoping I was wishing him luck on my channel days. He could win one. Wanted to make one out of the.
Yeah, I picked up 3 when they went out because there's a horde guy that you can make with them.
yeah. Ed, how you liking the revealed OP Monster Force Sasquatch?
Oh, I'm all
Colonel
about
Blast.
Chatsworth is looking awesome. I got Terrence.
Where are his pictures up?
The Sasquatch.
Yeah.
If you go to Fresh Monkey Fiction on IG, you should be up there. I got Terrence to pick me up the Operation Monster Force Toylanta exclusive eraser figure in the purple translucent, so I'm excited about that.
Another cool guy. Scooby-Doo came out with that mummy villain. Oh no, it's something I liked. Did you see that mummy today?
They're up for pre-order about 2 weeks ago. They went up.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, Shaggy, the Creeper, and the Mummy.
I thought something just came out because I saw that mummy today. I was like, oh, that's cool looking.
Yeah, those figures are looking good.
I don't see a Sasquatch yet.
Here, I'll bring it up for you. Let me find it real quick, Alan.
Kind of a Sasquatch fan.
Right.
Well, you're just going to turn into a beast man anyway. God.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Was it on their story, maybe?
They did not put the post of that actually on their page, unless it's in one of their reels.
I forgot that Rio Blast even had hoses that went to his hands.
I never had it, so I wasn't sure.
Man, I'm not a huge Rio Blast fan, mostly because
Is that it right there?
when I was a kid, I got 3 of them.
That's it right there.
Here you go. Oh, look at that. Did you see it, Alan?
I saw that. That looked good.
Here, I'll go back a little. Oh, shit. Here. We'll go through their. This is on their story. So they go through.
Okay, it's on their story. Yeah.
It looks.
Moon.
That's Crimson Moon.
Love that hooded Cobra Commander.
Action Force.
Nice. This is pretty awesome stuff. There you go.
Yeah.
The different heads, and donuts.
So the lore behind Chatsworth is there was something going on, and Chatsworth walked out of the woods and just started talking to the humans. And when he's not helping the Monster Force, he likes to chill out and watch 80s cartoons and eat donuts.
That's awesome. Joe was taller than everyone expected.
Apparently, because I put my camera on the top of my large monitor,
you look tiny.
That I was going to be very short, and I'm not tall. I'm just 6 foot, but that was a very common theme.
These are dumb, and they don't fit well in either hole. This end fits good in the back, but both right out, and it fits in this one. This side doesn't fit in either. This side.
Yeah,
So,
They're popping out for you.
yep, totally.
damn.
I'm sure other people are opening theirs, but this doesn't. That is not a win.
Yeah, mine seem to be all right.
Brendan forgot to mention nice mustaches.
Nice mustache. Only Joe has the mustache though.
Yeah, were yours like installed? Because mine were loose in the package.
The right one was loose, but I shoved it in there.
And if you move his
Wow.
arm, does it fall?
If it don't
doesn't
fit,
fall out?
force it.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta heat it up.
It's got to
So-
really jam it in there,
Do
probably.
you have the stubby end in his back or in his arm? You don't know.
I
It's
have it
already-
whichever way it came because it was just the one wasn't attached on the right arm. So I don't know which one's which.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it just doesn't click in. Like it doesn't stay. Weird.
Yeah, Joe,
So-
I think that camera angle too. I would think that you're shorter for some reason. I think.
Yeah,
Just
I
the way the
had never
camera was on.
I had never considered that, and there was a lot of people there that were short, and we're like, "What the hell? Why are you so?" It was I must have heard it 40 times over the weekend. Like,
And as a side note, what's funny is Brick brought this up, and that made me think of it. This Ted Baselli,
Yeah.
yeah, he's the one that did that. He's the one that has the other Crystal Castle.
oh,
So,
right.
I saw a video he did this yesterday
remember his
about it,
name.
and he's got one also. That's pretty funny.
Super cool.
He's a hardcore tour. Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Like you said, he's got the other besides Alf and Flicked and myself. We got those 3-star draw down south 7 and 7 is the Y2 also. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I want to subscribe to everybody who watches and hangs out. Like if they do toy content, mostly Motu, but if they do toy content, I would like to subscribe to their channels.
Very cool. We're getting Maximilian. They got to give us the movie Commissioner Gordon figure. Commissioner Gordon. Oh my gosh. here we
Continue
go
to
again.
eat poo, Curtis.
The fresh stuff. Really,
Oh,
really.
somebody was telling me in my live earlier today that there's Masterverse Mossman coming. And he's supposed to be oversized, like snout spout size.
Maybe like the first Beastman or the second Beastman.
Maybe, yeah. I'm like, I didn't hear anything about that till today. Somebody was talking about it in my chat, and I was like, news to me. But
Curtis.
if he's flopped, that'd be freaking awesome.
What's
Big
funny is I would probably get him just to turn him back into a beast man.
Missed out on movie Poison Ivy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't suck. I got it. I got his arms. They're
Oh,
Well, Alan froze.
froze.
No.
There he is.
so.
Oh.
I have storms rolling in. Obviously, my internet is flickering, so
Not bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off, guys, because my internet's gonna go down. I'm sure, but
I think his wife said that when it's time to go, she was going to pull the plug just for a second and then plug it back
Yeah.
in, and then that'll be his cue to leave.
Tap
That
on the
was
cord.
too quick, I think, because it wasn't that bad, Alan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you left.
Yeah.
I guess it was. Okay, all right.
Well, it was fun
And
hanging
also,
out.
you
Alan.
all pull it.
Thanks for
pull it
joining,
through.
Alan.
Shannon's like, I'll pull the plug for real this time.
Right. Damn it. Oh, that's funny. Oh, there you go. Just Jeff's got the. What time is it? Are we able to show that yet? No. It's 12 o'clock on the East
We're after
Coast.
midnight on the East Coast. We're good.
There you go. Got to meet a couple of toy tubers today and yesterday, and one Disney Parks tuber in real life, like at Legion's Con. The concept of size versus screen was thrown way off. Yeah, because honestly, I got to say, I got to point this way because I'm mirrored. This guy and this guy, I did not expect you guys to be 6 feet tall. I've never seen you, but I've heard they're like, hey, these guys are over 6 feet. And I'm like, just by this, I guess it's just the arrangement behind you,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But then like seeing you guys stand up next to each other in the cons and you're like, okay, yep.
Yeah, it took a while for me to figure it out because that totally caught me off guard. I was like, I've said I'm 6 feet tall like many times, but it's I think it really is the camera angle because the camera's looking down at me you know, and I have a high back chair, so it probably
which
makes
makes that mustache even more
Yeah, you got the long beard too.
intimidating because now he's 6 foot tall.
That's
and he
like
has a mustache.
when I met Punk at PowerCon when he first walked up. I was like, "Holy shit, you are that short!"
See, and I always heard the jokes
But,
about
people
Joe
are always like,
Amato.
"Oh, I'm short," and they end up being like 5'8", right? Which isn't, that short,
Right.
but
Right, but he's shorter than my son right now. And
yeah,
my
he's
son's
only
11.
5'4", I think, is what he said.
He's
Yeah,
like
America's
comic
sick.
Wolverine sized.
Yeah, I call him Puck all the time.
That's awesome, and that's cool. Brick, I bet Brick was geeking out like in mud.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. That's cool, man. All over the place. Try to catch up, and I know you guys do it so much more efficiently, Ed. And if you want to take it, that'd be, I'm cool with that. But because I'm not very good at like when to pull up the chat, like I try to catch up because I get
No,
so
you're
far
fine, dude.
behind.
It's all
and
good. The chat's.
I know you guys do really good with like talking the subject and then hitting the chat.
Yeah,
Instead of interrupting.
Let them people sit over there and
fuck them. No.
Yeah, that's right. Just fuck them chat people.
God damn it. Yeah.
What the hell? Especially that Curtis guy. Jesus.
Check the gram, yeah. What gram, yeah? What
He's
you
telling you to check the Instagram. Your
Can you send me
Instagram.
something? Do.
I already thought he sent you a gram. I was going to say, you might not want to talk about that on YouTube.
The stripper gram is at your door, Kenny.
Yay. Okay.
It's the
Yeah, any
stripper
other
gram for
pickup
Ferris
though?
Bueller's Day Off, the nurse. That's who he sent to your door.
Wait. No. Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah. Remember?
I don't know why I don't remember that. It's like a blank.
She came up and said something like, I'm here to fix your I heard you're down on your luck. I'm here to fix your pluck because I'm the nurse that likes to. And then the door slammed.
Dude. Blank.
Oh,
Total blank.
That's sad.
I'm not a proper nerd, dude. I'm not.
You're just not a child of the 80s, that's all.
I am though. I was born in 78.
Man, I'm disappointed now.
Yeah, I know that's even worse. Well, I remember but I guess I didn't watch it enough. I don't. As long as it wasn't the stripper from 40-Year-Old Virgin that they sent in. He's like, how did you know it was a man? He goes, well, what does he say about her Adam's apples as big as her balls?
Yeah.
Oh, Curtis, I would wonder maybe if you want to come hang out on the channel on Wednesday. You want to hang out with me on my channel? God.
Compared to Alexander, I'm still short. Yes, that is true.
He's like 6'7" or what's going on?
I don't know if he's quite that tall, but he's up there. He's taller than me.
Oh my gosh, the Lollipop Guild, huh? Oh man. But he's a big deal in the toy world. That is true. The only other person that thinks more highly of himself than Curtis is Punk.
Right.
Hey-o.
Jeff Arena, what's up?
Not much. How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Fantastico.
Indeed.
You are live tonight, Stanley. Well, we're trying. We started a little late, but we're here.
So what are you guys excited about from the Toylanta reviews or the WonderCon or whatever the hell we're calling it?
What? There was Toylanta and WonderCon this year.
Yes, the Toylanta Con. What are you guys excited about that have been revealed so far?
Well, I'm excited about the Operation Monster Force Sasquatch and the Jada Toys Barney and Fred from the Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles, and their Frosty the Snowman figure looks pretty damn cool too.
I have not seen the Fred and Barney.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. Jada Booth interview. Oh, okay. Yeah, Brick was all over the place today. He was large and in charge over there.
He was hanging out with a toy kind of mood. Oh man, sorry, Brick. Hanging out with the travesties.
All right.
Sorry, was adjusting stuff. Hopefully that picks up better. I don't know though, so we'll find out.
Hey, you look and sound fine.
You all right? You all right?
Well, Kenny, if you have Curtis on, you won't have to worry about talking so much because Curtis will do it all for you.
Sweet. I'll just stand there and look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about painting. I don't really, you know, what's funny is like, I couldn't do what Curtis does because like, everything's just such a damn mess, and I do things so sporadically. I don't sit down and just get something from start to finish, you know, where I can record it and do it. I just do something and then I go upstairs, hang out with Merrick for a little bit, or I go take the dishes out dishwasher, you know, do something else, sit down for a little while. It's just everything's so sporadic that like that's kind of why now I just start taking pictures of like what I had finished in that hour, and I'll take a picture instead of doing like while I'm working. Can't do it anymore. That's
why I like when I build diodes, I don't video it. People are like, why don't you build the process? I'm like, because I don't even know what I'm going to do. I just sit down and be like, I'm going to build this, and then I just build it. And I might build the roof first and then build the actual building that goes underneath it. I don't have a process.
Yeah, like Radnom does. I mean, he's kind of that way too, though. He'll look at us and he's like, well, maybe I'll do this, or well, I'm gonna.
Yeah, but Radnom's brain works differently than everybody else's because he's just like, yeah, this will look good this way, and the next thing you know, you're like, how the fuck did you get that from that, you know, ball of tinfoil and bubble gum?
Random diorama is the MacGyver of dioramas. Huh? Away from the booth. I told him to get a sick stomach so he can go to that Mondo panel.
Yeah. Let's bring this up real quick. Have a good night, Brick.
All right, Brick. Yeah. Take the wheel for a little while, Ed. I'm
You're doing fine, brother. I was just gonna pop that up before Brick actually passed out on us.
Oh, yeah, he's had a long day.
Jeff, why are you not on Figure It Out?
There was a bunch of creative and personal opinions and things like that we had some problems with, and rather than continue having a headache, I
Your microphone cut out, Jeff.
That's good. Damn it.
We missed the good beefy part of the
that's the whole good part. There were some personal problems, and I just said fuck you to all you guys. You're a bunch of assholes, and I can't stand any of you.
Creative differences.
Oh, there you go. Nice PC way to put it.
Irreconcilable. Oh, I said it right.
Yeah, it's basically.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I've done that before. I've been in that situation before. I had a Wednesday show one time with a guy, and definitely a lot of differences that could not be fixed. So Target SF.
DPCI. Oh, barcodes.
Oh, okay.
Good. I think GI Jetman saying that about the Fred and Barney and the Frosty as far as the show offs.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeff? What are you excited that you saw?
Nothing. I'm sorry, but just nothing.
Not even that Mondo He-Man?
I don't fucking have any Motu except for like the He-Man from the Motu movie from the 80s. Like yeah, I'm a weirdo. Okay.
We weren't going to say anything, but
that's right. Yeah.
Jeff, you're in good company, bro. Yeah. You're fine. I have a crystal castle behind me. Come on.
You do. I thought that was something else. So no, like most of the shit I collect is like import, like Mayfix stuff. Like that's kind of what my main line is, and like I've been waiting for Superboy for like 6 months. That's all I know. And Sir Andrew, I think, coming up on 1.5 years from Mythic Legions. Like, you know, I'm not buying a dragon because that's my rent and then some. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah.
Plus, it's bigger than Dobby.
And now 3-Star will be listening to us while he's in the shower. It's a common theme
in the
on the
shower
Clubhouse.
Today. Yeah.
We make people feel dirty.
That's right. Get yourself cleaned up.
The Mr. Miracle from McFarlane looked amazing.
Yeah.
I strike that from the record. So the Batman the Animated Series stuff from McFarlane, a decent Ra's al Ghul has been something I've been asking for like, I don't know, 10 years now, and we're finally getting that. So I'm happy about that.
There you go. I think I saw that Chitara coming out for Mondo. That looks good too.
Dude, you're going to buy all of those, and we all know it. You're just
just the girls. Just the girls.
Right? How's Rogue?
She's not here yet. I think she's coming either tomorrow or Tuesday. So I innocently got it after I did, and he got his like 3 days ago. Like, what
I innocently sent Kenzo like this image of like something from Mondo, and I was like, man, that's badass. Like, I don't do Thundercats and I don't do Motu, but I know he does. So I'm like, yeah, he's interested in this.
I restocked. Yeah.
We'll talk about it. And like, then all of a sudden he's like, hey, I ordered that Rogue. And I'm like, that's not my fault. That's not my fault.
No, I'm glad you did, dude. Because honestly, when I missed that first run of the timed edition, and then they came out with that secondary one with like that was like $20 less and had like 50% less stuff. I was like, there's no way. I need that wink face and other, like the good stuff. And so I'm glad I got that. So I appreciate you for that. That was cool.
Also, the Superpowers line. I really like Toddy Mac's Superpowers line. I have most of it. I don't know. It just brings me back to my childhood. So that's like the only
$10. Shit, that's a good.
Yeah, it's like the only bit of nostalgia that I'm like latch on to. I try to avoid it for the most part, but like that's the one thing I was like, fuck it, this is good.
He did a good job with the Superpowers though, because like he gave us, the standard figures, of course, and then he gave us other ones that added to it that weren't,
right.
Well,
a buddy of mine is sending me Ted Gordon the Beetle that he found at Ross. He's like, it was $5. You don't owe me any money. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I
have a buddy who's a big Green Lantern fan, but he lives in Africa right now.
Oh shit.
So I picked him up like a year ago when they had what's his name? The Green Lantern, the black dude.
John Stewart.
Yeah. When they had him at Walmart on clearance for like $3 or something, I had to pick him up, and he's like, "Oh, dude, what I owe you?" I'm like, "You don't owe me anything. Even if it was full price at $9.99, I wouldn't have given a shit, dude." It's
this
like,
costs less than
the shipping costs twice as much as the figure did. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't ship it. He came home at Christmas time, and I gave
cool.
him that and a couple. Like I got a Green Lantern for him from Cobb that he was it you, Cobb, that gave me that one Green Lantern? Yeah, right. Yeah, and then somebody else gave me a Sinestro too. That I
build a figure frosting.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So he was all stoked about that.
Glad you gotta get home.
Gonna take it home. So
I get up in a private shop for you.
Welcome, Allison. We are dirty, but welcome.
Like this is my newest pickup, as it were, is the Mafex Daredevil. Like I missed him the first time around, and then he skyrocketed to like $220.
Damn.
Yeah. Did they put him upside down because he's blind?
No, that was my fault because I'm incompetent and don't know how to put things back in boxes.
Because he's blind.
I thought Daredevil was packing his own figure. How would
I got a cop?
Exactly. Much like Daredevil, I too am blind.
That's pretty awesome.
Even though Mafex, though, I was telling Kenny, I was like, I'm only gonna get DC figures, DC for Mafex, and I won't ever dip into Marvel. That didn't happen. I've been going through Legends because I've been going, I don't need these because I've got the best X version of Spider-Man. So why do I need 17 of them?
Well, I think it wasn't even like the question wasn't even really pointed at me, but I think it was and I apologize. I'll just say I won't say a name because I forgot the name and I don't want to insult anybody. But somebody said, "How many Skeletors do you need?" And I was like, "Yep, I don't care. I'll buy the next one. I don't give a shit. I love the Skeletor, man. I'll take as many as I can get."
It's the same with me for Nightwings. How many Nightwings do you need? All of them.
Well, the guy that works for Bethesda, Todd Howard. Yeah. People were really upset with him because of how many times they've re-released Skyrim. And they said, "When will you stop re-releasing Skyrim?" And he said, "When people stop buying it."
Right. Yep. Skyrim's gone strong for so many years.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like when is too many Skeletors? When people stop buying them. As long as people are buying them, they're going to keep making them.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah. Agree.
Was Skyrim and like what we were just talking about the other day, Grand Theft Auto. Man, they've been going for so many years. Like GTA, whatever it is, 5. Like, we don't need to
My
make
son-
a new one. Everybody's still
My
buying
son's
the
been
old one.
playing Skyrim since I think he started playing video games. You know, like adult.
I still fire it up every once in a while. Yeah.
I've never played Skyrim up until last year, and then when I did, I was trapped in a room for like 2 days because it was great. Game.
Oh man, I spent a couple of years just going get myself to God mode. Everything I think I could do.
I think I hit level 50 with my elf, and I was just like the best stealth archer ever. And then my second character was more melee focused. So
yeah, to where I enchanted and magicked up all my armor. I could carry as much as I want and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Built every house.
Did all the things. Killed every vampire.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mean to sidetrack us on that, but I think that's a great example of anything, though.
Yeah,
like, as long as people are buying it, if you're a company, why would you stop?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Joe, you brought up Dungeons and Dragons earlier when somebody was arguing with you about lore and dragons.
We were having a discussion. Not an argument.
Sorry,
discussion.
discussing.
We don't argue, but yes.
What are you playing in D&D currently?
I'm running a few 5th edition games right now.
Mm-hmm.
For D&D, I'm the game master for it.
Yeah.
So I've been playing D&D for like 32 years. So I started with 2nd edition, and then have played every edition up to current, plus a lot of other role-playing games from different makers at the same time. So
yeah, I remember old school Vampire from White Wolf. I think that was my favorite system as far as like dice rolling went. But like
Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah. Yep. And Mage.
Played it a little bit. It wasn't the perfect theme for myself and my friends because we're from like a small little western town mining community. So like pretty vampires and that kind of stuff. I don't know. We're more down and dirty like D&D players. So but yeah, no, White Wolf makes great games, and Vampire the Masquerade was a huge hit and tons of.
I was going through a bunch of my stuff because I still haven't unpacked, even though I moved in December. And I found my Mutants and Masterminds Volume 1 books, the version 1s, like the worst to best superhero role playing game ever.
Yeah, I played Mutants and Masterminds. I'm pretty sure was that the point buy system for the powers? Was that one? Yep. I remember that because you could make some pretty whacked out. Like my character was like One Punch Man before that was even a thing. He was super weak because I put all his points into like strength, so he could like knock down a building with a punch. But if somebody shot him with a .22 pistol, he would die.
Once our group figured out how gadgeteering worked and how you can literally just pull anything out of a pocket and have what you need for that situation, I abused the hell out of that with villains.
Right.
Like, it was great.
Like being a cartoon character. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. I made a villain called Nemesis who had like the ability to negate powers at line of sight, and he used a sniper rifle. That was fun.
Hey, yeah. If I was did you use him as a player character, or were you running the game?
He was big bad. I was running the game.
Yeah, I would have hated you for that. That's super.
That's
cheap.
fair. So. Yeah. Oh yeah.
How's it going, Curtis?
What's up, Curtis?
What's up?
And so Joseph brings up a great point. The West End Star Wars game was an amazing system.
The Saga Edition Star Wars was my favorite. Yeah,
mine
I
too.
Still have all those books. Yeah.
So, did you get like the nitty gritty books, like the Jedi book, and like the things that came out at the very very end? Because holy shit, that thing made it powerful. It was dumb.
I got them all. Yeah. I have all of those books. Yeah. So
even the Legacy book was good, like for that time period. And stuff.
There was awesome stuff in it. Like it even if you didn't play in that era, there was a lot of options that you could put into the, whatever era you wanted. If you wanted to add force powers or feats or skill trees.
at the time that I was playing, I was a police officer, so like we would always be, like my GM had like a rule: there can only be one Jedi in the party, otherwise, what the hell's the point, right? And so I was like, well, what about like a Jedi investigator? He's like, well, we're playing post purge, man. I was like, that's fine. So I picked up like 4 levels in Scoundrel, and then by the end of it, I was like level 15. Most of it was Jedi. I'm like, I didn't reveal that I was a Jedi until the 5th play session when we got into it with like an Inquisitor, and it was funny as hell. Right. The players were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, he's a Jedi," because he just like pulled out 2 sabers because he was a 2-weapon fighter, and then you guys should run. I got this.
Right on, man. That's awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Use that as Sentinel and Guardian talent tree mix.
Oh man, yeah. You Sentinels, like my favorite. Yeah.
Ed's playing lots of slots on his phone. No,
I was gonna say, just don't mind us. We'll just take over the stream.
I'm just letting you roll. You guys are having a conversation. That's
yeah.
all it's
No, that's what it's about. Absolutely.
They were just taking a power nap up top, so
yeah,
it's all good.
I get sidetracked with
thanks,
RPGs
Jake.
pretty easily. Yeah, so
I didn't know that Joe was a super D&D nerd like I am, so like I might actually talk to him later in private about D&D.
Okay, yeah, feel free to message me, man.
We've been
sure.
playing about the same time. That I forgot.
Yeah, don't do that in private. Save that stuff for YouTube. I mean, this stuff is gold. So, yeah.
Are you sure, Curtis? Did you even understand anything we were talking about?
Not one bit.
I didn't, but I saw how excited Jeff was. So
yeah, I was just letting them ride because they seem pretty into it.
As soon as you guys start talking books, I'm out. I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
The only reason I was thinking that is because how many times has Jeff been on and we brought something up and he's upset about it and angry about it. So for him to be happy, I was like, cool, Jeff's happy. See?
I'm never really angry about anything that's brought up. I'm mostly just here to have a good time.
You got mad about Mask that one time.
That's because it's bullshit. That's why.
But he's not mad.
This is twice that he's gotten mad about Mask.
He's not mad though.
Bullshit. Nope, not mad at all. $30 for a modern Condor? Fuck it. That sounds great. We're at a good deal. I'll stop.
Okay.
Hey, Cobb, I sent those links, so I don't know if they saw that or not, but
okay, yeah, I felt bad. He messaged me a while ago. I haven't been paying attention to IG.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's hard.
That's late, so they're probably already in bed.
Oh look, just went back on there. Looks like he's seen my message, so hopefully he got it now.
All right.
I felt bad. Oz was talking about it, but Oz ain't here, so
yeah,
he gets stuff sent out as normal.
Well, I went to that. There was this urban something or other that's where like the place that Merrick went today. We took him over there. They had like the trampoline park. They had laser tag. They had the go-karts. They had like all this cool stuff. And then right down the road, they had Burlington, Ross, and Michaels. Michaels ain't shit, but Burlington and Ross, and they didn't have enough. Because I had seen that couple people had found that new Evil in at Ross for $5, the new really good one, and then they were finding Street Sharks at Burlington. So I was looking; they didn't have them though.
I didn't even know Burlington had toys.
Yeah,
it's a small section, but
yeah, it's not a lot, but yeah, they had a lot of WWE figures over there. But yeah,
and
give it a try.
Mendoza.
Yeah, winner today on the channel. I'm messaging you right now, buddy. So you.
What do you win?
He was either Geldor or Rio Blast.
Awesome.
One of these two. Can't remember if he's the first one or the second one.
Congratulations, Mendoza.
I think Rio Blast. This here, Hyperdelic got Geldor. And then J80 Hobbies, I believe, was the last one. Yeah, he got a hero. And Mendoza got Rio.
I caught a little bit of that. Didn't Bud miss out by just like that much?
I know. Because I can't remember. I think it was Rio Blast that Bud was talking about, because I remember him saying about making the, what's his name? We were just talking about Brave Star. In the custom. I'll have to see if I might even have another Rio Blast. I'm not sure.
Well, I should be able to get you a cowboy hat for him, Cobb, because
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do the hat.
doing
Yeah,
that hat for Rio Blast. So
yeah. I used to have cowboy hats from the wrestlers. The
I owe Ed a cowboy
Yeah, that's what I
hat
was going
for
to say. A
Scooter.
good old JR Oklahoma
Yeah,
cowboy
it
hat
had
would probably
the
go pretty good
blackjack
on him.
Bradshaw and Wyndham.
Mhm.
Yeah, cowboy
Didn't
hat.
Brock Lesnar come with a cowboy hat too at one point in time?
I know I've
Oh,
I know
from the
I've seen him
Motu
on
line
TV
though.
with it.
Right. He was with the elites, I think, had the cowboy hat.
So what's
Yeah,
up,
any-
Curtis? You came in. What you got?
I'm just enjoying the conversation. I like how you're like, man, everybody keeps talking about this Crystal Castle, and then you're like flexing it in the background, you know.
No, I was just
doing your
turning
day.
it.
Yeah, we're just gonna light it up a little bit.
Just checking if the light worked.
Yeah. Like one of those girls with the like low cut top. You're like, why do you keep looking at my chest? You know? Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. My eyes are up here, guys.
My favorite
You
thing.
got it.
Not a
flaunt
piece
it.
of meat.
You're scrolling through and you see the post that says, I'm 48 and a single mom and she's dressed like
Right.
a whore. And she's like,
Yeah.
am I still beautiful? You're like, you're not searching for attention, are you?
I'm on the market again and single.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That meme with all the hot dogs hitting their face.
It's Kitty, but just a bunch of Shiras hitting his face.
No, but you know what's funny is like this one was like, I was so proud. It was such a cool thing, and it's personal. How many messages you think? Oh, well, how much is it going to be for you to make me one? I need one of those. How much is it going to be? Like, dude,
Oh man,
I wouldn't even want to try to ship that thing. Are you kidding me?
Kenzo.
See that's something that I think toy collectors struggle with is that you can think something's cool without having to own it, right? And I think that's like honestly a real problem. So like when people can't get something because either it's limited or it's too much money or it's too much, it takes up too much room, then they try to shit on everybody else that does get it, right? It's like you don't need to do all that.
There's Eldor. So let me start over.
Oh, did he make a Swift win out of it?
Yeah, he had some different. You need to check him out on Instagram. Man, it looks freaking good.
It's a Leo Pleurodon.
Eldor.
Yeah, but Eldor's another one that can take a piece of tinfoil and some bubble gum.
Oh,
and make
dude.
fucking
Yeah,
Snake layer
guy
was
was
so
to the
good,
max.
man. Yeah, he sent me the link to this, and I was like, "Oh, I think we're on the same page because I've had it for a little while." So I'm gonna
Let me okay again. Is that same horse?
Because I know Corey just made one out of it too. He just made one out. Make, shape, create.
So white horse, brown and black saddle.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's the same one. Man.
AliExpress, cheap.
Exactly. I don't know what those wings are from. Some Marvel Legends. The angel. I don't know what the little unicorn is he used, but man, looks pretty cool.
Or I'm dead serious. I want that. Let me know how much.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not my file to turn around and sell. Now I know Lovely Evil Horde would give me permission to sell it if I wanted to, because I know a lot of those guys and they're real cool. The only one that doesn't is like straight. I won't even ask him. Is that RBL 3D? Like he's like really weird about. Because even somebody made one and they're like, well, no, they didn't pay for the figure or the piece. They paid for my paint job on the piece. And he got pissed about it. It's like, well, dude, but you're still making a copywritten property anyway. So, I mean, how are you getting mad? Someone bought the file from you and they printed it, painted it, and sold it. Like, how are you pissed? Like, I don't know.
They didn't steal it the right way like he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. But that one I wouldn't want to make again. I don't think. That was a pain in the ass to make. That's why I'm doing this. Ooh. Anyway.
Well, the problem is, Kenny, if you said, yeah, it took me this many hours, this much, materials, blah, 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 to make this, right? And you said, but I'm going to sell it for $200. They'd be like, oh, man, I was thinking 80.
Right. Right. Yeah. Take my money. Take my money. Okay, $250. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Not that much. The only person that I don't worry about that is when Alan wants to buy something from Eternia Dreams and he's like, how much? And I go, 150, done. Give me 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that value is subjective also.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, when Horseman announced the Dragon for $550, I was like, what a bargain.
Yep.
But I'll go and be like $12 for laundry soap. Fuck that.
Yep.
You know. So
well, I mean, you can go to Legion's Con and pay, $500 just for a single figure custom, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so paying about the same price for a dragon, it's like, it depends on how you look at it for sure.
Is that like American dollars 500 or like pesos?
Dollars.
Is Canadian or honestly, I was thinking the dragon, and then I was like, no, I could, because I have an extra faker Mondo. I could probably sell that for a couple shekels, and then maybe turn around and put that.
The newer one or the old one?
The newer one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That is a good one.
I'll dump $120 on a Mezco figure, but I ain't paying $12 for a 12-pack of Coca-Cola. Ain't
right.
That's
and that's the subjectiveness right there. When people were like $100 for shipping or something like that, and it's like $100 now is like what $20 was in the 80s. Like it's just not.
Especially when it comes to shipping, that's my favorite part because nobody has control over that, right? I mean, I had a guy I sold something to on eBay one time, and I charged like 6 months ago, and I just had a flat $10 shipping rate on there. And when I shipped it, it ended up costing me like $8.95, and he put that in the feedback that he overcharged me for shipping. I'm like, motherfucker, it was $1.05. eBay took that. I didn't even get that.
Guy, if I controlled the shipping, I would not be selling you things at this point in my life.
Right.
I had I think it was about a month ago. My wife was like, she's like, there's this pair of shoes that I really want to get for this wedding that's our daughter's wedding. And she's like, I want to get this pair of shoes, but it's $17. I'm like,
wow,
$17? Are you kidding me? Like that's what.
Live a little, honey.
I just dropped like $1,800 on Dragon and Dragon accessories. Yeah, I think you can spend $17. So I think we're good.
Well, that's why she couldn't afford the $17.
Right.
She bought 2 dragons.
All right,
Sorry,
you
honey,
can have the
wear
shoes, but
dragon.
the dragon gets to wear them later.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to get the left one.
Be the dragon's play toy afterwards.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But $17 for women's shoes is actually.
Yeah,
I know.
I know, right?
She
My
found them at
ex-wife
Ross.
would go and dump $150 on a pair of shoes just to wear one time.
Yep. That is funny how we all justify that because, like as Kenzo said, I do get pissed off about the mask stuff. But it's like $30 for Condor, and I'm like, that's fucking outrageous. Meanwhile, I'm going to pay $100 for this Mayfix figure and not complain at all. Everything is fine. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, grocery store's the worst.
Well, just like my non-needed goddess that I just dropped $250.
Right.
I'd love her though, Curtis. She's pretty.
I mean, it's a great looking figure. I've just got to make decisions for my display on what makes it in. For me, it's like the 8-back and characters that were
you have a very
in every
organized
single
backdrop. That's another thing. I'm kind of like chaos.
Yeah, I try.
So
I try, but she's great. I mean, I also thought the Buzz Off was awesome, but I couldn't do it. It's just like, man, it's just where do you draw the line? So
yeah, Scare Glow and Scare Mare I passed on also because of that. Yeah, it's like no way. Man.
Would you see the Manny faces that they showed? I mean, it's not painted or anything, but it looks great. But once again, I'm probably not going to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, I saw the.
It looked cool. I saw that.
Saw the panel. They put that Chitara up there too. I said I wasn't going to do any Thundercats, but I might do the Chitara.
Oh,
yeah, I've been able to stay away from those.
I mean, if you get Chitara, you got to get Lino at that point, right?
Nope. I can have Chitara and sit her with Rogue because they don't fit into anything. It's just two badass females.
I mean, if I'm getting Chitara, I'm getting the episode 1 Chitara.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna do the 112th Mondo Thundercats that we're doing, Kenzo? No.
No, not Thunder. I do the He-Man 2000X, but not Okay.
See, have you heard any pricing on that? That's what I'm worried about.
Everything said TBD on those sheets, but I didn't see
the new ones. They're showing like bases and stuff with them, and I'm like, man, you can keep all that bases and shit because that's just going to drive the price up. I'm afraid those are going to be over $100 for
the
a single figure.
The Ghostbusters that they did for the single packs, like $102, and like if you got the extra big ghost, like shot it up to 200. But Ghostbusters license is a different pricing rather than what Motu is to like Marvel. So.
Hopefully, what were we guessing, like 60 maybe? 50?
I was hoping for like 60 to 70, but I think it's going to be over 100.
Yeah. Look, if people are buying a $50 fucking Marvel Legends Spider-Man, they're gonna spend $80 or more on a Mondo figure. Just saying.
I just think, and we were kind of talking about this last night, Joe and I, but I think that the folks that are kind of more the, I guess, higher end Motu collectors are already probably either into statues or the 1/6 scale Mondos. Yeah. So, I don't know. It seems like you kind of have two groups of Motu collectors. You got the, buying everything at Walmart and Target for, $10-15 guys, regardless of how many you have already. And then you've got the like statues or 1/6 scale guys. So I don't know. I think pricing is going to determine that. I think if it's 65, 70, I think it'll be a hit. If it's 100 plus and you're in that, Mezco Mafex range, that's going to be a little bit harder to swing.
I think you should put a slideshow together for that, Curtis.
Yeah. I'll work with Bud and see what we can do.
Examples.
Yeah.
Explain to us where the value lies.
I was hoping that somebody would come out of that con this weekend with some information like here's what we're hearing, somewhere around this range,
at least close out. You can estimate.
But I'm looking at that unpainted buck, that prototype buck, and thinking with the bases and everything that it showed that they came with, the value might be there for $100.
Okay, let me ask you this, Joe. If that was a Horseman figure with the same stuff, same articulation, same, figure base, whatever, what would you expect them to put on that figure?
A price tag, $60.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, so, but it's not the same company. Though,
I understand. I'm just saying,
and not the same collector base.
But when you're talking about your wallet and like,
but it's a licensed franchise. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think the value is there.
Yeah,
everybody needs to buy what's right for them.
I mean, it
should. It's just that I think the value is there. I'm looking at that saying, with Mondo's quality, that I could see with the bases and what the figure. The quality of the sculpt, the base,
debate the value though, even at 200. That's it's just how many people are going to actually pull the trigger on that.
I think at $100, they're still going to, the Mezco types are still going to do it. They will spend that kind of money on Mezcos.
Yeah, what do you mean by Mezco, folks?
Yeah,
the kind of people that'll spend $100 on a figure
what
because
do you mean,
the quality is there. The type of people that don't buy $10 to $15 after,
People are fucking weird though. Like Mezco did that 4-pack of the Turtles. And I remember at the time people were like $400, but you're getting 4 figures, right? And they didn't want to do it. And then, whatever it is, like as soon as it drops, like a couple months later, people are paying $200 a piece for one. Yeah. Right? It's like you could have got the whole set for twice that.
They did that too with the Fantastic Four stuff as well.
Yeah,
like
everybody's complaining about the $400. I'm like, but that's a typical Mezco price. It's just in a 4-pack.
But you can still. So
where did Curtis go?
I don't know what I did. I was trying to figure this out.
he found a way to get me off the screen and everybody else still on the screen.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Love is gone.
What did you do, Kenzo?
Fix it, Ed. I don't know what to do. I just wanted to put the picture up.
He removed me from the screen, but he does love me.
I love you.
What picture were you trying to put up?
That's one thing that
I
I've
trying
noticed.
To pick it off, and I accidentally made it a full screen. So
it's one thing that I've really noticed with toy collectors, though. And what was a good recent example? I just had it, and then I just lost it. But the Spider-Man,
Maximum, Maximum Spider-Man.
There was so much complaining, and then they bought it.
Absolutely. It was hilarious.
Yeah. And Spider-Man Maximum, there was a ton of people bitching about the price, and as soon as it went up for pre-order, it was sold out. And it was like
the one thing we don't know is we don't know how many there were, right? Like they could have manufactured a very low number to generate a sellout and make it look like there's a lot more interest than there really
I know
is.
a lot of people though that actually pre-ordered that damn thing. That
all
were complaining that it was too high of a price. I paid $35.
Well, yeah,
That's it.
and Dylan just got it in hand, and he said, it's probably like a $40 figure. It's not really quite worth the, and it is still kind of cheap, shiny plastic. So
But
yeah, they
sold
did.
out.
But it's the first one. I think the quality is what determines if the next one sells, right? The first one's always going to sell because people are going to wonder, right? But let's see what about the next one.
Well, I mean, there's also so remember when the deluxe Poison Ivy came out, the super articulated one that came with 3 heads and everything else, right? And the comparison was being made between that Poison Ivy.
I'm getting
and
motion sickness.
Sorry, did we want it like this? Because we can't.
No, I messed up, so that's what happened.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
just kicked Curtis out for no reason.
I'm a collection narcissist, so when Mega J does it like this, I'm like, well, then I may as well have a blank wall behind me. But
please fix this.
So I just like that. So
take away my Crystal Castle when we had it that way, and I don't want to not show it to Curtis on it.
Well, I know Ken that you just got that printed picture of your collection behind you that somebody else.
If I go far enough back, I disappear inside the green screen.
AI generated,
right? And half of
What's
me is
up, Dave?
behind.
What's up?
What's up, Dave?
Hey guys.
Just real quick with the Mondo, I think that people will, whatever they price it at, people will piss and moan about it and then buy it. That's what I think is going to happen. That's my prediction.
Yep.
I will buy it without pissing and moaning, Joe. I just like it.
Some people.
I'm a happy person. I don't like to bitch about stuff.
I think it's one of those, where they're going to try to find that line, right? They're going to try to find that line where you're going to piss off some people, but some people are still going to buy it because you don't want to make it so cheap that everybody is like, oh my God, this is a no-brainer. And you don't want to make it so expensive that nobody buys it. So you got to find that middle ground where you still piss people off.
Yeah. Out there at $50.
Yeah.
And the next figure goes up to 60 because of pricing or whatever. Then oh, this is stupid. It's $10 more than the last one. It's such a fine marketing line there.
If I put it at 70 and everybody's just happy and they're going to buy it, and that's too low. And if I put it at 200 and the people tell me to fuck off, that's too high. So let's put it at 110 and we get some people to tell us to fuck off, but they still buy it. So
You're the ones that go, damn it, my wallet. And then
I see you collect Marvel Legends too. All right, well then.
Has Mondo taken over from Hot Toys as the premier 1/6 company now, or are they in different enough markets? Because Hot Toys is always more the realistic movie likenesses, whereas Mondo is more cartoon.
I think
Hot Toys also does soft goods, so it's
I think in the 1/6 group, people that collect 1/6, they still like Hot Toys. But for me, I prefer Mondos because you're not getting a lot of those really robotic bodies with just poofy stuff on top of it, right? You're getting a giant action figure with Mondo. It is a fully articulated action figure. It's not something with a bunch of soft goods and poofy vinyl on top of robot parts underneath.
Yeah.
So most of the Hot Toys, if you pull on it too much, you get the Terminator endoskeleton in there.
And then if it rips, you just ruined a $300 toy, and you're going.
Yeah.
That is why the only Hot Toy I own is the War Machine Punisher crossover, and that hangs out in Arizona with my dad. So I don't.
The bad part about the Hot Toys is that they used to be in business with Sideshow, which I think they still are, but their figures were $100 to $120, and then people started really buying them, and now they're $300 for the same figure that you could basically get.
Yeah, I haven't bought a Hot Toys figure since what was the last event? Since Endgame. That was the last time, because after that stuff started being $400. I'm like, how is this $400? I remember when it was $250, and we're getting the same thing.
My nephew, man, he's got.
What about 3-0? 3-0 does 1/6 scale stuff too, right? But they're more along the lines of they're big boy Hasbro collector toys, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got into their Game of Thrones stuff back in the day, and they're doing good stuff, right? I think Asmus is it Asmus or somebody else doing Lord of the Rings right now, or did somebody else get the Lord of the Rings license?
InArt.
InArt has Lord of the
InArt.
Rings.
Okay, because Asmus had it in the 2010s, and then it moved over, and then
Asmus has the "we're not Lord of the Rings, but we're totally Lord of the Rings" figures.
Yeah.
No, they were licensed. They were licensed.
No, I'm thinking of a different company. I apologize. There's a company that released a Gandalf that's not a Gandalf. I can't remember.
Yeah. You're thinking of somebody else.
It's really nice looking, but I can't remember the name of the company.
That thing is gorgeous.
I like the deluxe and like non-deluxe option, like where you could have like the few strands of hair and then everything else is like a solid block, or you could get like the rooted hair and everything.
Do you think that these movie figures though fall into a different niche because they are live action? Because I find like if I go into Instagram or if I make a video and it's about my Hot Toy stuff, nobody cares. But then I go do a Transformer or a G.I. Joe thing, and all of a sudden people watch. Like
I think the live action movie things like Hot Toys fall more into the fandom of those actual movies as opposed to like Total Toy Tube, right?
Yeah.
You probably just have a different audience. Like if you're doing all 1/6 scale, Hot Toy stuff, you probably would, get good views on that. But because your audience is used to a certain thing.
Yeah. I noticed that even when I like sold a couple of spare Hot Toy stuff, like I put it on either Marketplace or Craigslist or something. And normally I know the collectors in my local area, but the one time that I sold stuff, the guy asked me if I could deliver it to his workplace. And he ran like a high-end car dealership of like fancy cars. And I walked into his office and he had like light up details all along the wall. Right. And he just reaches into his top drawer and hands me an envelope full of cash and basically says, "Have a good day." So I guess it's a different audience. I don't know what it is, right? But
money laundering. That's what that was.
Yeah, he was making blue meth.
He may have been laundering. Like I was a little intimidated going into there because
he used to be a science teacher. Now he just makes meth. So
his business partner is one of his former students.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I agree with what you guys were saying about Hot Toys because, I have a bunch of Hot Toys.
Yeah.
I've done videos on them, hardly any views, but like I have Mondo Gambit, and a lot of people love that. I mean, there's definitely, I think Hot Toys for me, I got them because a lot of them are Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, so that's kind of like the thing. But it's like, there is that, like, usually you get those people with the amazing backdrops. I'm looking at you, Curtis. Where everything is pristine. Yeah, I'm just doing on garage shelving, but hey, that works for me. But it's like, there's definitely a bit like in toy space. I guess it's like, I don't know. It's like you have New York City, but then you have Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically kind of the same region, same area, but there's some big subtle differences. So
like I've done a couple of just Hot Toys videos, and they do not do well. I go and do like history of unproduced G.I. Joe. So here I think I'm like in niche within a much smaller audience, and those videos perform way better. Like 10 to 20 times better sometimes. It's ridiculous.
If you add history of and then like whatever behind that, like if it's toy related, it'll go like gangbusters on your channel. So
whether you actually do a history of
Vecna dongs.
Right, exactly. History of Vecna dong. Like, oh, Vecna had a dong? Yeah.
That's not Vecna's dong. He's not Vecna. God damn it.
He's got 6 dongs and they come out of his back. And he's all
Why did you stop eating poo, Curtis?
It would be hard to do history of a superhero though, because that goes too far back. Silver Age and everything. It's a lot of work. So
you also have 7 different
70 years.
You also have 7 different places to start that history from. So
it's also
that's true because they keep restarting everything.
Like if you did like a version of like Ultimate Wolverine that came out during the Ultimate Universe when that was a heyday, that'd be easy as hell. But if you do something like Robin, you're like, when did he first show up? 1942. Damn it. And then you have like 5 different versions, and then there's the non-canon versions, and then you're just like, he's Batman's sidekick. The end.
And Damian Wayne is still a brat. Yeah, there you go.
I think what you really should do is a history of the people of Gotham and why they don't think it's a problem for Batman to be bringing out all these kids with him as sidekicks over and over again. And like one of the sidekicks will just disappear and nobody even asks questions like, where did he go? Is he dead? Did he move on? Did he grow up? Did something happen?
Know better than to ask questions about Batman. Then those citizens
dies, nobody bats an eye.
Imagine doing the Jason Todd vote in today's day and age.
I heard like 12 people voted. I don't think that's really.
No, there's a lot of people voted.
And they were all from the DC office, right? They just wanted to get rid of the kid.
It was like 50. It was like 51% to 49 too. It was like really close.
Yeah, it was really splitting hairs.
Yeah.
That really pissed me off when they brought Jason back. Not because I didn't, I don't like the character, but because there's like a standard rule in Marvel and DC Comics. You don't bring back Bucky, and you don't bring back Jason. Just kidding. And then both Bucky and Jason came back.
The way they did that under the Red Hood storyline was so well done, though. We would have no
100%.
Winter Soldier if not for Bucky. So it's one of those things that I think it's become forgiven over the years because of the execution of it. But it was risky to do it at the time. And
Marvel,
you
Marvel
talk about
Girl has been killed like 50 times and brought back. So I don't know if that's.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but it's like burned into my brain that after that, when Jason Todd got killed and stuff, they did a Superpowers commercial where they tied Robin up to a kitchen timer. Do you guys remember this?
Oh yeah,
They had like a fucking kitchen timer, and like Joker had him tied up to the kitchen timer, and it was like simulating that he was going to explode and blow up, and Batman was trying to save him, and that was on a commercial for Superpowers. I was like, gosh, this is dark.
Is Jeff about to show us his Red Hood figure?
Oh yeah.
This is the only custom or kit bash or whatever they're ever
I got
done
one
with
too.
That's a nice one.
I just gave Curtis an erection. So
like it had like the symbol on it, but like when he first showed up, he didn't have the fucking symbol. He was like an asshole fighting Batman. So I was like, that's the Red Hood I like. So
yeah.
There's mine.
Yeah, it's good. I want to get a cloth jacket for him, like a leather or pleather jacket. Yeah.
This is just like a Mafex Terminator repainted jacket, and then
you got the sigil on the chest as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
This is the first Arnold T800 Mafex body. So that's how you. Yeah.
I think I did the T2.
Yeah. The black pants.
Yeah.
See, all this superhero talk is great. I don't get to talk about superheroes enough. So
that's fair.
See what happens when you don't have a Motu slideshow?
Yeah. I mean, I brought out my Motu classics just because that's what we were going to talk about tonight, So,
Motu classics, man. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I still love my classics, and everyone's totally into like Masterverse and everything now, but these for me hold up. I don't know if it's the sculpts, if it's because it's the Four Horsemen.
It's because it's the Four Horsemen.
Classics were cool until I grew up and got into Mondos like a real adult. So
that's different.
Curtis, man.
That's different though. Right?
Don't just lie to our faces like that, man. That's dirty. So no, the classics, the paint apps. I mean, I love the sculpts and the designs on everything, but the paint apps, like
the detail.
After collecting Four Horsemen product for so long, it's hard for me to enjoy flesh-colored plastic.
Yeah.
So,
that's fair.
Oh yeah, that Dragon
fair.
is
Dragon
slick.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even if there's like an orange gun, then they put like a different color orange paint hit on it just to make it stand out a little bit. It's
I hate when they just mold something in a certain color plastic and then just leave it like that. It's crap.
Yeah.
And then it's all shiny and stuff. It's like, come on, man.
One of my problems was opening up the Motu Classics figures like 6 or 7 years after they'd already been on the market. I'm like, is this vintage now? Like, should I be doing this? Like, I remember I had to down a couple of beers before I opened Scared Glow because it was like 2019 when I got it, and it's like a 2011 figure. So I'm like, it's 8 years old. Should I just track down a loose one? But I bought it for the price of a loose one. I'm like, technically, I'm not opening a vintage figure, and it was weird. Anyway,
I finally broke free of my addiction to classics because I moved houses and I had to pack everything up, and they sat in boxes in my garage for like, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, because I just didn't feel like unpacking them and putting them all back on shelves. And then I was like, you know what? I haven't had them on display in a while and I don't really miss them. I'm just going to sell the whole thing. And
that's my Hot Toys collection is sitting in storage right now. So I kind of feel that way, but I don't want to get rid of them because I have a set of the Avengers and I have a set of the Dark Knights and I have some Star Wars, and I'm like, but they're never going to see the light of day again. That's a problem, right?
Yeah. That's my classics are in a box right now because my son was supposed to move out and didn't. And so they're still in a box, but eventually he will, and I'll get to put them up on display. I freaking love that line.
I don't know what it is. Like for me, that was the pinnacle of like modern Motu. I don't know what I can't explain it.
That's what I say. Like Classics is my Motu line, and it's nothing against any of the stuff that they're doing now.
Yeah.
I think that they have some really great toys right now.
I know it hasn't been that long. That's almost nostalgia for you guys. You guys were there in the moment. Like a lot, like me and Kenzo didn't even know about Classics at the time. But
I got into it when Super 7
really
had the
towards
license.
the tail end. Yeah,
I was the tail end. Super 7 already had the
Okay,
license by the time I
you
got into
were
it.
there for all the everything I hear about. Now you that.
The only new Classics I got while collecting when it actually came out was Shadow Weaver. That's the only one I ever got. Right. While it came out. So
I always say, live fast, die young, and leave a bunch of action figures that your family does not know how to get rid of. That's the way to do it.
The only thing I've really told my kids is that if I suddenly have a heart attack and drop dead, don't sell anything I have as a lot. Sell them as individual figures.
There's no way they're pricing each individual figure, and you know it.
But I point to my most expensive.
Let the figures price themselves.
Yes, I point to my most expensive vintage figure, and I say, you sell that Diaclone Optimus Prime in the box as soon as I die.
I had to get that faceless one so it could be a power couple. I mean, that Maleficent, they just match perfectly. All the colors exactly the same.
Oops, sorry.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
That's awesome.
I just felt like if I died, that like if my kids took my Necronominus shelf and just put it on eBay as a lot for like $120, I'd be like trying to break out of the casket. No, don't do it.
Yeah.
I just hope that a few of my friends die before I do, so that I can get their collections cheap.
That's fair.
I'm thinking that you got a pretty good chance that I might go before you, Curtis.
You are much older than me, so.
We did have that happen locally where one of the guys who collected the 60s GI Joes died last year, and it was like people were calling the wife saying like, does Joe want to sell his collection? And she's just like, no, I'm not selling Joe's collection. Right? It was a really weird scenario where and they're just like, oh, we could give you a good price for it. It's like, no, you just want to make money off of my off of my now deceased husband's amazing collection of 60s and 70s Joes. And
they put the flag in the casket. So.
Yeah.
I was going to be buried with my Ghostbuster headquarters until my cousin's kid was like, hey, I really like Ghostbusters. And I was like, great. You're getting all of it when I die. So.
Nice.
I'm really considering maybe explosives and a dead man switch attached to my heart. And that way nobody gets it. When I go, they go. We were talking about
one way to go about it. Yeah,
it's like Speed, but attached to his heart.
The Mad Bomber.
Yeah. Oh no, Joe died. His toy room.
So you're buying. So you
who says you can't take it with you, right?
So you were buying the dragon, right? So
I mean, might as well try it.
Yes, I am buying the dragon, and hopefully I'll be alive for a couple more years so I can actually get one in hand.
So are we all going to call dibs on who gets the dragon, or?
It's going to blow up, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could paint another.
I think that's why Ken really likes those classics, is because his buddy Scott. Well,
and the real reason I haven't done History of Motu Classics is because how do I avoid mentioning that guy's name if I do a video? So. If you don't mention him, it's why did you miss him? If you do mention him, it's okay. I'm going to click out now.
I mean, you're not wrong.
For all the negative things that people say about him, he did good on that line, I thought.
He did. And the way I explained it when I was talking to somebody else about it was, we'll always be glad that he made that line, but it's kind of like flaunting your Super Bowl ring all the time.
I think it's more like Chris Benoit for the wrestling fans. You know what I mean?
Wow.
No,
I went Super Bowl.
Wait a minute now.
I went Super Bowl. You went.
He did a terrible thing that no person should do, but that doesn't make what he did in the ring null and void, right?
It's on your point of view. But
he was a shitty wrestler too, so.
He was not, Curtis. You're full of shit. He was amazing. He was just a psychopath, but that doesn't mean he's a talented psychopath.
They said with the CTE and everything, he had the brain of like an 80-year-old Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that for all the things that Scott Knightlick has done that people don't like, it doesn't take away from the thing that he did that was amazing.
I still say the analogy is like, you win a championship like the Super Bowl and you keep reminding everyone you were on that team, and every conversation you bring it
on
up.
the trophy or something, like he did with the
right.
guard.
Yeah, I mean that's an okay Easter egg in of itself.
Well, I mean, the Joe guys did that too with like the 3 3/4 stuff all the time. Like a bunch of Joes
Hama was a Joe, Bazigian was a Joe, Rudap was
most
a Joe.
of the artists like were Joes. So like that's like one thing, but like Knightlick's just an asshole about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we all wanted to look up to him. We wanted him to be something he probably can't be.
I didn't know who he was.
I didn't know who he was either.
I learned about him through Toy Hunter.
I thought he was made of Legos. I don't know.
At that time, I didn't know who the hell was making my toys. I just knew if I liked them or not.
Yeah, I learned about it through Toy Hunter, right?
Yeah, so. Toy Fair Magazine had a lot of really good interviews with him. So
goddamn Toy Fair Magazine. I miss that magazine.
Yeah, me too.
I miss one of the classics were when I was watching his videos, his commentary things on them. So they could learn about him, and that's my first introduction to him.
And
he does mention that he worked on the brand, I think.
I should be getting my first toy collector magazine soon, now that I think about it.
It's a good magazine, Curtis.
I just signed up. I haven't gotten my first issue yet. So
they're really good. That was something I don't regret doing. They're really informational and really great. So it's a toy photography one, but that's like $14 an issue. No, thank you.
There are a lot of book Kickstarters going on.
Yeah, Curtis might like that. It's Turtles of Grayskull.
That's right.
Yeah. Just bashed them together with the other Super Shredder, then that Clamp Champ's body.
Yeah. That Shredder did not miss the gym ever.
Right.
Ken, just so you know, I didn't have a virus in my microwave.
No.
Are you having popcorn at the moment?
A virus in your microwave?
You don't have the Dune bucket?
What was it again? It wasn't a virus. What was it?
Cybersecurity breach.
Cybersecurity breach.
Oh yeah.
For those who missed it, I have an overactive gut because of Crohn's disease. So one night I got up middle of the night and I played the latest thing on YouTube, which was Kenzo's live stream. I went back to bed and I dreamt that Kenzo visited me here at home, and I was making pizza.
I was in Canada. Yay.
And I was put stuff in the microwave, and all of a sudden I get a phone call saying there's a cybersecurity breach in your microwave. We're having somebody come over to have a look at it right now. And I opened the door, and 26 federal agents are standing outside the door saying, we need to have a talk to you about the cybersecurity breach in your microwave. So, yeah. So that's why, and then I think
you forgot to mention we were going to share 3 pieces of pizza.
We were going to share only 3 slices of pizza for 2 grown men.
Now were they Canadian federal agents?
No. So I have no idea what the heck the FBI was actually doing up here. And then then Kenzo said, well, if we can't have pizza, let's go have popcorn. I'm like, let's get rid of these 26 idiots first.
What kind of microwave do you have?
I don't
think my microwave has any technology in it.
Yeah, that was my first question when I heard about the stream too, Curtis. Yeah. What the fuck kind of microwave is this?
And I remember them saying, like, we're gonna have to send you a bill for the hourly wage of these 26 employees.
Holy
and I'm sitting
shit.
like, how about you just take the microwave and I buy a new one? And somehow my handyman, who'd been retired for like 7 years, showed up as well and said, can I at least have a look at this thing to try to fix it? They're like, no. You don't touch cybersecurity breach, little man.
Wow.
We're going that direction though. Wow. When I bought a new washing machine, it had the ability where I could download an app and like start the washing machine from my phone and things like that. And I was
you still have to fill it with clothes.
Yeah, like who's doing that? Who's just like, I'm gonna load it now, and then a couple hours from now.
It's like those damn fridges that have the cameras in them, so you can see if you forgot to get ketchup or not.
Yeah, I think we're getting a little too fancy.
We kind of are.
And they all break easier than the ones that you don't have
oh, no shit. Yeah, for sure.
So
they're made to break. They only make them to last so long, so you have to go buy more.
I had to replace my washing machine.
That's why they switched from lead soldering to aluminum soldering so that everything breaks faster.
Bastards.
Yep. They're like, oh, it's because of lead poisoning inside a refrigerator. Who the fuck is who's opening up their refrigerator and sucking on the soldering? Like, come on, get out of here.
Well, it's like when we were all young guys, right? We first got an apartment. You'd go and find somebody that has a secondhand couch and refrigerator and everything else. You're spending $100 for a full house of furniture, and now the furniture you spend, thousands of dollars for, and it lasts 3 years, and you can't even hand it down to anybody.
They used to have those TVs that weighed like 300 pounds, and they would last forever.
Yep.
Console TVs,
My 2008 TV. Nobody that would take them because they had like that stuff inside, so you couldn't.
Oh yeah, you couldn't get rid of the tubes or anything.
Yeah,
my washer lasted 40
like 15 years old. Yeah. My TV maxes out at 720p, and I still use it. So
I took my parents' old washer and dryer when I first moved out, and they got a new set. And so my first washer was that dark green, and that thing lasted until I had to get like the stackable ones because I moved into a different apartment. But yeah, my first washer that when I moved out when I was 18 was that ugly dark, and it was great.
I sold my parents' washer 3 years ago when I moved out of where I was at because I was moving into an apartment without washer dryer hookup. So like, same story. Yeah, that thing was as old as I was for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have shag carpeting too, Kenzo?
Ooh. No shag carpeting. I actually had one of those 5x7 ones that were shag, but not the whole house. But
he only has a shag carpeting in his custom van.
My parents had shag carpeting in Chula Vista in the upstairs bedrooms.
Nice.
And those really colorful, like I don't know, or what is it?
You want to talk about carpet monsters for your action figure accessories back in the day? Shit, shag carpeting, Jesus.
Rest in peace. So many accessories that I had for Batman.
Yep.
And Ninja Turtles.
Man, I gotta say, Mafex figures are pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah! This Daredevil is fucking phenomenal.
I love Mafex.
The blind one that put him in his own box.
Put it in the box upside down.
That's me. Yep. I really want Superboy to happen in April, but we'll see what happens.
I'm loving that line. Eradicator was so good.
Yeah, Eradicator is really, really, really good. Are you in the Don't Tell My Wife Facebook group?
I don't think so.
You should join it because they have a whole bunch of sales on Mafex figures. It's all just Mafex collectors. And like, I haven't paid over $100 for a Mafex figure, save for this Daredevil, in like a year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I'll bitch about mask prices, but I'll pay $100 for Mafex. Everybody remembers that.
They're so good that I've bought 3 Spider-Man that I don't need. So.
I've got the black suit Peter Parker, Ben Reilly in the red and blue, and then Ben Reilly in like the sweater. And I'm like, 3 Spider-Man. This is great.
Yeah, I've got the standard Spider-Man, the black suit, and then one of the Ben Reillys, the one where he's got like the wrist guard things on it. Yeah.
He's got all the pouches.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorites.
They're just so much fun to play with. It's like that thing where people talk about articulation. They're like, "Well, I don't need it to pose like Spider-Man, unless it's Spider-Man." Then you do need it to pose like Spider-Man.
This was also a sleeper for me. The Captain America. Holy shit! This thing is phenomenal. Like, I bought him on a whim, and I was like, I'm probably going to be really disappointed with this. I'll just sell him. And then I started posing him, and then I started using the effects with his shield, and I was like, well, shit. So he's a keeper. And
I was trying to only do DC, and then I was like, well, I'll replace my X-Men too. When if a better one comes along through Mafex, and then I did Spider-Man, but I haven't gone further than that. That's like as far as I've gone. So I'm holding out.
I'm a big fan of like street level heroes, so like Captain America, Daredevil, Spider-Man. I'm down for, but like I want to get that Venom. And I think there's another one that I saw that I kind of want. It's a Marvel one coming, but like I read across the line. That's why I'm just getting rid of Legends. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just replace them.
Yeah. I basically have a big giant X-Men display with the Sentinel and all that, and then I've got a couple Mezco but most of it is Marvel Legends, and then as a new one comes along through Mafex, then I replace it. So like I'm waiting for that Rogue. I didn't do Jubilee because I couldn't justify spending Mafex money on Jubilee.
No,
so that was just I couldn't do that. But maybe if I see her on sale at some point.
That's unfortunately that's where I'm at. Like I want to replace the X-Men I have with Mafex figures, and it's like, well, how much is Gambit? Oh shit. Okay, well,
that Gambit,
that's gonna be a while.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, but like the Wolverine and Cyclops were easy to come by, and
well,
Cyclops
they
kind of a
they
pain.
released both of those, right?
Yeah.
Are you fixated on like the Jim Lee design? That has to be that one though.
So like I really like the old school X Factor design, but like we've only gotten that Cyclops, right? So like I know that I'm not gonna hang around for Mafex X Factor, but like I'm not really fixated on his design, but I like his design. That makes sense. Yeah,
that's fair.
Totally.
Hey, K-Dog.
What's up, K-Dog?
I am attached to the Jim Lee design because I never read Marvel comics growing up. I was a DC kid. And so my intro to the Marvel universe was the X-Men, the animated series. So,
But that Jim Lee era, that means you would have been reading simultaneously. Nightfall would have been going on around that time. Reign of the Superman or Death of Superman.
That's my favorite. Mullet Superman is definitely the best Superman.
Mullet
You guys were talking about Eradicator.
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 Superboy. Steel, John Henry Irons.
Yeah.
And those are great figures, except for Superboy, because it's not out yet. God damn it.
Yeah.
He changed his look over the years. Hey, like all of a sudden he went to a more buff look when he became. Did he become Connor Kent? Did he take on that name? Because I lost track of
he became Connor Kent. Like for a while, like he just had like the jacket and like the sort of superhero like costume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then when the Titans came out again with like Tim Drake and Beast Boy and all yada yada. They're like, hey, Connor, here's a black T-shirt with the Superman symbol and some blue jeans.
And then he became buffer, and then he fought.
Like, he got a little more stacked. And like,
it became a little strange, right? And then because I stopped for years, and then I saw him again in Infinite Crisis. I'm like, is this the same guy?
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
But Connor's story in DC Comics is kind of awesome. So.
Hello.
Hey. I saw an early prototype for Doomsday in that line, and I'm hoping that it's different than that when it actually comes out because it looked way too small. So,
well, if you remember when they had the prototype for Bane release, Bane looked way too small too. But like, that's also another knock it out of the park figure. It was that Bane. Oh shit.
He looks all right. I mean, and as big as Bane should be, like Doomsday should be way bigger than even Bane. So I don't know. I'm just hoping it looks better than the prototype they showed, but they haven't even solicited that yet. So we'll see.
The Ra's al Ghul looks good too. I hope they don't screw it up. And I guess they're doing Batgirl because she appeared in one panel of Hush.
One Mafex that is like really tempting me right now that I don't know why is the Michael Jordan one. Like,
I mean,
I have no interest in it. Like, but then I see pictures and I'm like, shit, I should get that.
the only reason that I would ever get a Michael Jordan is so that he can dunk on Miles Morales.
Sweet.
I saw somebody take that Mafex Jordan and then just steal his sneakers to put on like other figures.
Those are expensive shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, our
just like the mid-90s stealing Jordans.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, the Red Hood customs that Curtis and I have done, like this is at least $140 when it shouldn't be.
Yeah. I think I might have got the T2 at some point when it was on sale for like 80. But
yeah.
But then you're paying for the head and the, yeah.
Then you go, well, he definitely needs holsters, but you gotta modify the holsters. So then you get holsters, and then the holsters just flop around. So then you're like, yeah, super glue it is. And then you're like, yep, this is out wherever. So
I just love that the like the McFarlane ones that they put it out with holsters, but then don't give them guns. It's like, what the fuck is that?
For his cell phone.
Then they give him like the finger guns, like this. Like what is that shit?
Ooh, I'll be right back because I actually got a funny story.
He wants to do the pose like what's those Edge and Christian? They want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 5-second pose or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Hardy Boys.
He did do a weapons pack like just from McFarlane that wasn't, DC branded or anything that you can use, but it's just funny. Like you give them holsters and no guns. So
Guys, I'm sorry, I got to cut out. I have to be in an auto show at about 11:30 this morning.
Oh,
it's about 1:45 where I am, so I got to cut out. Otherwise, I'd still hang on. Catch you guys
good
later,
one, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Dave.
Yep.
Dave. Oh, and I'm probably gonna follow suit there because it's been a crazy long drive day, stress, people, craziness. I hate everyone, so I'm gonna probably jump out.
No, it's all good, man. Thanks for helping getting the ball rolling earlier.
What you got behind you there, Kenzo? What's that?
Cat's lair.
No, like over. Yeah, what's this? Is that? Huh.
Before I go. Oh,
That's interesting.
it's so pretty. Here,
Is that new? How much you selling that for?
Ooh, at least $80, right? Maybe 2 for 80, because
Yeah.
it's not like it was hard work or anything.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think I spent more than $80 in just the gold paint.
I mean, it's pretty cool, but it'd probably be cooler if it lit up or something. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Ooh.
Ooh.
I found a wax.
I think he's working on it. That's what you're telling us. That's what you're telling us.
Got
Look
this?
at that control. Holy cow.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Kenzo.
Yay.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
hold on. Oh, there you go. Ooh.
Oh, half and half. Look at that.
Christmas time, huh? But yeah, guys. Well, it was fun, and I got to get on with Allison tomorrow and do some coloring, and I probably want to get some stuff printed out before we get started and all that stuff. So I probably am going to hit the pillow and be out.
Yeah, I think that I will follow suit and drop off also because I have to give my girlfriend.
He's had a long day. And he probably actually worked where I.
Yeah. Hey, we did good given that we weren't sure if we would even have a stream tonight.
That's true. Started a little late, but we got it going.
Yeah,
So.
I was gonna go
And I know
early
you guys
next
will
week.
take it home. So.
I only showed up because Oz said he was going to look at my package tonight. So.
Oh
yeah.
Man, what a tease he is. He didn't even show up, man.
I know.
Yeah. Well, kidding.
That's why I didn't show up.
Wait. He was supposed to look at your package, but then he had a headache.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
Wow.
wow. You couldn't script that any better.
He was, and he was all excited about it too last night, right? He was like, "I'm going to look at Curtis's package tomorrow," and then today, mysteriously has a headache.
Not in the mood.
Yeah.
You have a headache, honey.
Yeah. Take some Advil, Oz. Let's go.
I remember hunting in 2 states for this fucking variant, and then a buddy got them for me for like $5 off of Facebook.
$5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna jump out before we get going. So I'll talk to you guys
man.
later.
Yeah.
Kenzo, have a good one.
Later.
I do
Okay,
think it's
I'm out
funny that
too.
they put out that figure.
Good night, guys.
See you soon, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
I think it's funny they put out that figure with guns and then
I'll be
another
able to see
version
it.
without guns. You
Yeah.
know? But they still left the holsters on it. So
Right, and like
What's it up to?
Oh,
I can't really
hi, Cobb.
stream.
All right,
Cobb.
so
Cobb.
I'm going.
man, everybody's leaving.
I'm gonna be leaving soon, but I mean, like the unmasked version was like the common one, right? And then like this
Yeah.
for some reason, I remember hunting in 2 states and couldn't find it. And my buddy was like, "Hey, I got this for you. It's $5."
I mean, we got a long one next week, or at least you guys do. I've got the I got a tour show next week, so I might not jump on, but there'll be plenty of people here next week anyway.
It'll be a long one.
Yeah. So I might actually not be on next week, or I'll jump on for 10 minutes or something. But yeah. Well,
I feel like I'm a jinx. I get on and nobody leaves.
hey, we did good tonight. Like I said, we almost didn't have a stream.
Yep.
Right. Remember, Ed, we were trying to figure out
Yeah.
I slapped together a thumbnail as a backup. If you got nothing else, use it. They're like, well, we don't have a stream yet. Can you
Well,
set
we
it
didn't
up,
know
Ken?
that Oz
Yes,
wasn't
I'm using
feeling
mine.
good until what, 9:30 or something. Like
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes before we normally go, and you were still out, and I was at my parents' place, but I had a little bit of free time to get the stream started, and then Kenzo and Cobb kind of took it.
Yeah.
And then you jumped in after. So worked out okay. Like the fact we got a stream tonight, let alone 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we got 3 hours in.
Yeah. Right. So
I didn't get my afternoon nap tonight either, which is
So if you need
if you don't get an adult nap in, it's
Yeah.
What are you even doing with your weekend? Come on.
Exactly.
You know, if everybody wants to leave, I could just start like an auction. Just go to my garage, start selling stuff. I'm like $5, $6. I was gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing on my channel, Ken? Like, selling shit on the channel." I'm like,
Ken's garage sale.
Ken's garage sale. Then I don't have to do next week's toy show.
That's right.
Finally got my snow job.
Oh,
nice.
Dude.
He's a hard one to get nowadays.
Yeah.
You got
A
the
friend
friend,
of-
or should I solo?
A friend of mine in California got him for me. And I traded Legends for him. So
Yeah, it looks good. Whoops.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna go into the retro collection at some point because
I'm sure he will. He's
I
not
should,
that far
probably.
anyway. So
Yeah, because I got a spare and I like sold it right away because I didn't want to run the risk of like, you know, at least I could get something close to market value for it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
yeah, that was one of the figures that was really popular in the 3 3/4 inch line. And when they did them in classified, they did not make nearly enough of them.
Yeah. Speaking of the 3 3/4 inch line, Ed, I was telling you earlier, like I'm finally giving the Marvel Hama run a proper start to finish read. Because when I was old enough to get into Joe, it was the helmeted version, like the silver helmeted battle armor Cobra Commander, and I didn't know it was Fred 7. So I'd get one issue here, one issue there, and then by the Devil's Due run, I was probably too old for comics, but they aged up the storyline.
You're never too old for comics, Ken.
I know. And then now that I've gone back to read the Marvel run like properly, not just sporadic issues or the G.I. Joe versus Transformers crossover, which I had that whole run as a kid.
Yeah.
It really is amazing what Hama was able to do. The way they draw sympathy for Snake Eyes with his backstory just in the first 30 issues, because he's pretty mysterious, and then they slowly unveil stuff about his past.
Well, especially considering that nobody else wanted to do that book either in Marvel Studios, right? Nobody wanted. That's how Hama got it because nobody else wanted it.
Yeah, he was like nobody works on comic on toy books unless you're a total loser or something like that, right?
Exactly.
You know, 155 issues plus IDW plus Skybound later, right? Now, did anyone read both the IDW verse and the Hama IDW verse? Anybody get to read
I never
both?
did.
Yeah, because I'm curious how
I
good
don't
they are
read.
compared to each other. So, because other than Devil's Due, I really only got sporadic bits here and there.
Yeah.
And you'll know I'm done when all of a sudden you see a thumbnail that says history of blah, blah, blah. Then you'll know I'm done.
I was going to say, I'm sure Matthew's in the chat. I was just going to say, I'm sure he did. And he says he did.
Yeah. But Matthew's opinions are so strong, he'll convince me it's fact by the time it's
that's true.
Yeah, I never got into the comics, G.I. Joe comics. I was more of a cartoon kid, so.
And that's what the amazing thing and shows the strength of the line is that you could actually be a huge fan without ever reading the comics, and yet those who read the comics, that's their default canon. Like that's how broad this fan base is. Because I didn't understand when the guy at Toy Traders, the owner there, because he's about 8 or 9 years older than me, he said the Sunbow run was just a campy thing that you kids, you know, who weren't old enough to read the comics got. For me, my canon was Hama's run. And I couldn't put my finger on it because like 80s artwork to me looks old. And I was talking to Steve the other night about it. And he basically said, well, that's because around 2000, they started doing the more digital style coloring that makes a comic from 2000 look modern, but a comic from like 1996 looks dated. Right. And I didn't really understand how he was trying to explain like they would lay the shapes down with colors as opposed to doing it full digital. Right. I didn't understand that. He's like, you think the art is better because the colors jump out at you more like a cartoon. But if you really look at the line art, those artists aren't necessarily more talented than the guys that came 10 years earlier. So when he said that, then I started to understand it.
I actually prefer the older style artwork. Yeah.
It took me a while to readjust. Right. Like I struggled to get through like Dark Phoenix Saga and Days of Future Past 20 years ago because of the artwork. Right.
I mean, that's not saying that, you know, the artwork with the colors being so vibrant and now stuff, right, isn't like blow your mind stuff when it pops off the page. But preferably, I prefer the way that the comics used to be.
No, fair enough. And there used to be more text as well, because a lot of times now they just don't put text. It's like 3 words per panel a lot of the time. Right. So
the G.I. Joe cartoon did Snake Eyes wrong too. He wasn't anything like he was in the comics, I don't think. Because like he didn't have a rivalry with Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow's rivalry with the Spirit in the cartoon. So
yeah, the cartoon was made to sell toys.
Yeah.
The comic was the comic.
Also, Snake Eyes didn't flat out murk people in the cartoon.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm too lazy to jump on my own account, so I've asked Matthew a question through Oz's account. So,
nice.
I'm actually curious because, like, at some point, Skybound will probably do another compendium, and they are doing Transformers apparently. April 8th, they're going to do the Marvel Transformers run, and apparently the Marvel UK, which I was talking to Patty Lennon about it because he authored the Total Toy Book stuff, and he grew up with the UK run, and he goes, "Oh, if it includes Marvel UK, Ken, you're going to want to read this if you're a Transformer guy." Because, like a lot of people, I got into Transformers during the Dreamwave and some of the early IDW stuff. Right, I had sporadic issues from Marvel as a kid, just because I was like 4 years old when a lot of the stuff was at its peak. So, right. So, yeah, be interesting. So, yeah.
How different was the UK version than the US version, though?
So, talking to people who got into it, they said that the UK stuff was better written. A lot of it was penned by Simon Furman.
Yeah.
And they said that that's where they really started to introduce certain characters from the toy line that did not get a fair shake in any of the American continuities. And
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Cobra Commander actually had a better storyline in the UK stuff too, because it was came from Action Force, where the Baron, whatever the fuck his name is, he kind of faded back into the shadows and then came out as this new persona of Cobra Commander. And like that's the only thing I remember about the UK comics. And I'm sorry for cutting you off, Ken.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It gives me a chance to ask Mattson a follow-up question here. And sorry, you transitioned back to the UK version of G.I. Joe. We were talking like because Transformers UK, I think, was what Ed was asking.
Yeah.
But you're right. When I was talking to Brian Hickey about the UK version of Action Force, yes, Baron Ironblood transitioned into Cobra Commander. And then they started to fold Action Force and G.I. Joe in together, and the remnants of the Red Shadows after Baron Ironblood had betrayed his own organization. Then they ended that run in 86, and then Hasbro rebooted everything as Action Force International Heroes in 87. And then they went over to Marvel UK because initially all that Action Force comics, including the transition of Baron Ironblood to Cobra Commander, was through IPC magazines. Right. And then the reboot was a completely different continuity. It's a bit confusing because there's almost like 2 UK continuities as it is. Right.
Well, wasn't there also the Devil's Due Joe stuff? And that wasn't by Hammer, right? That was somebody else.
No, that was that was by Josh Blaylock and his group. Yeah, that was the run that I was most familiar with because I was probably like 20 years old when I got into that run. And that was really well done as well. For me, it started to become my definitive G.I. Joe. They did a lot of things too. Like they gave Duke like a Black Ops background. They said that because that comic booted up in 2001. And then, hey Steve. And they said that because Joe's ended in 94, they said during the 7 years in between, Duke went and did Black Ops. So when he came back and they recommissioned the team, everything was different. Like the way he treated the team was different, and it kind of created some conflict between him and other members of the team. So,
Ken, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off real quick. I've never talked to Steve like on this before. Steve, I want to say I fucking love your action figures.
Oh wow! Well, thank you. Appreciate
I'm
that.
not even a 4-inch collector, but I like your shit. It's good. I really enjoy the figures that I have. So.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Could use some purple, but Yeah.
Oh man, no purple.
He wants different shades of purple in a camouflage pattern. If you really want to know,
exactly.
Mix
Yeah,
in
we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of when Delta 17 was made available to the public, right? Like April 12th last year is when we did that unveil stream. So
Oh yeah.
coming up on that, and we'll have a Joe Fest exclusive to reveal in a couple of months here.
I have a couple of buddies that actually use your Delta 17 figures with their Skeletron, the Robotron thing, the new one, the big fucking skull thing. It looks pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah, Robo Skull. Yeah, that thing's sweet.
That's because we posted that that photo one. I jumped on Steve's account to post that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so you're talking about the red Okami, the red and black Okami robots.
Robot Ninja.
The robot ninjas.
Yes, sure. I don't know names. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was fine. The red guy.
There you go.
Good enough.
Yeah.
This guy.
That's the one.
If I get the glare. If I get the glare out, yeah.
Yeah.
There you
that's
go.
the one.
Yeah.
All I know is they're awesome. They're fun.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing great, Steve. How you doing, man?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Where'd Kenzo go? And there's no Oz, and everybody's just dropping like flies.
Yeah, Cobb is out. Joe Gonzalez is out. So yeah.
Wow.
It's been a long day, man. It's been a long day.
Head out, guys. So you have a good one.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
to meet you.
All right.
Sorry,
Cheers.
guys.
Take care, Jeff.
Take it easy, guys.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, you too, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to stay on super duper long tonight. It kind of depends on everybody else.
Yeah, I'm going to be dropping here about half an hour. I've been up since 5 a.m.
I'm only on issue 30 of Hama's run, so I got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And all the special mission stuff. Right.
But like
And
I
a
was
bunch
telling
of
you in the
anime
chat,
stuff.
right? I mean, like Hama used his own real life experience to fill into some of those characters too, which it
Mhm.
makes it, when you're writing from experience, even if you're fictionalizing it, it's you're going to get better details and better story arcs than
That's why people revere the Action Force comics too, because Jerry Finley Day was a war veteran.
Yeah.
And Scott Goodall was a war veteran. And then the one writer they had that wasn't was like 19 when he started writing, and that was James Tomlinson. And he said that, but he actually was buying the toys and writing the comic at the same time. So he was like a collector of the stuff.
Right.
Right. And he was, and so because he didn't have the military experience, he went more fantastical, and it all kind of worked together. So yeah, but to your point, right? Larry was a war vet, right? So he actually, as a soldier, he was able to write that in. And we'll get to see Larry.
Well,
again.
you see, like you can't ever understand like the emotions that you go through in a combat situation unless you've been in a combat situation, right? And
yeah,
he captured that, in the books.
And that's why he's so revered even today.
Yeah,
right. Like, and actually, he's still writing for Skybound, isn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
So he started from issue 301. Like, this is going to be legendary because eventually the Hama run. A lot of times when you talk about the Hama run, you talk about the Marvel run and the continuation in IDW, and now you've got Skybound. So he'll have gone over 3 publishers. And technically in Devil's Due, he went back and wrote Snake Eyes Declassified as well. So it's not like he completely skipped over Devil's Due. He got in for a few issues. So,
wow, that's crazy.
Right. So, and I'm not sure if Snake Eyes' backstory was properly revisited in some of like how he became, like, because the Snake Eyes Declassified stuff was canon at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is also like he's been doing Joe forever, right?
Yes.
And he's still a normal dude. Like if you go up to him at a con, if he's doing stuff, he'll sign shit for you for free, like Joe Comics and stuff. He'll draw a cover on a Joe page for little money compared to I've been doing enough cons where you go up to like some of the, famous DC and Marvel guys and they're like, oh, it's, $30 for an autograph. And I'll do this cover for you for, $100, but it's going to be 3 months from now when I mail it back to you.
Yep.
I was sitting there with him. He was drawing covers as I was sitting there talking to him, just
nice.
Wow.
Putting him out right there at the con. It was like crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, Mega J and I sat with him back in like September, and he was just a normal,
a
very normal
right?
dude.
Just a normal dude.
Yeah. Right.
House wrote.
Really? Did he not write Snake Eyes Declassified?
I did not write Snake Eyes.
I think no, I'm pretty sure he did. This is Matson, so I have to.
Yeah, you gotta fact check him.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he might be. Is he right? Did Brandon Jerwa write it and not? Oh, it was Brandon Jerwa. He's right. Matson.
I remember him doing Declassified, so that must be why I was thinking he did the Snake Eyes too.
He wrote Declassified. Okay, he wrote something else. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Darn it. Darn it. Matson. I don't like it when you're right.
If people are tuning into this show for facts, they're in the wrong place.
Valid point.
Any of you guys have the classified buzzer, Dreadnought?
I did.
Yeah.
I sold them.
Yeah.
I just got them, and I can't keep his glasses on.
They don't stay on.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
You can glue them.
I tried gluing them, but it didn't work. So.
Oh man.
I don't know. I just keep them off.
If you're never going to take them off, you just put a little tiny dot of super glue behind the ear, and that'll keep them on.
Okay.
Which Batman was that, Curtis?
This is the Mafex Nightfall Batman.
Okay, I got that one. That's
very
that's my
tiny
favorite Batman.
modification. I just did a black outline on the logo, just because it's got like a sculpted ring around it, but they didn't paint it. So
that looks much better. That's my favorite Batman figure that I have.
It's a good one for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really like that in-art Batman. Fuck.
If they do some other ones, I'll probably get them. I'm just not a Christian Bale guy, so
I'm not a big Christian Bale Batman fan either. But the sculpt on that for his face looks like Christian Bale.
It looks good.
Damn.
And the price wasn't terrible. So
no, I saw that price is only available in Japan, but if like Nerdzoic put them up today for pre-order. For the standard one, I think it was like $105, which still isn't that bad because it's
I mean, it's Mafex Mezco.
It's Mafex, right? Yeah, it's it's Mafex,
and it looks great. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The articulation, Robo went through it, and a couple other guys I watched, they all, said it was worth it. So,
wow,
it's funny because I'm like, that's not bad on that pricing, and then we were talking about the Mondo. 112 scale. I was like, 100 is ridiculous. But I also think it's just different collectors, I mean, high-end superhero collectors are not the same as Motu collectors. So
no, and that's the thing, right? Motu guys are like you said it, right? Most of the Motu fans out there are the $15, $20,
They like the campy, kind of almost cartoony, stuff. Yeah.
Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever collect the DC Universe Connect and Collect action figures?
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
They had you could build the figures like Salmon Grande and.
I don't think so. Either.
I must be too old for that shit.
Yeah. When did those come out? Do you know?
It was, I don't know. I collected them. They probably early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, I think I was out of toys at that point.
Stopped it.
Yeah.
Was it around 2000 when they were doing Total Justice? That's what I was collecting Total Justice back.
Yeah, I don't really know.
That was in the late 90s anyway. Wasn't it, Ken?
For which one? Sorry.
I think that was
when Kenner or whoever was doing the Total Justice line for DC. That had to be like 97, 98 at least.
I think that's right.
You talking like the Alex Ross designs?
Yeah, you remember the ones that were like super action pose but didn't move for shit.
Yeah,
they were almost like the Power of the Force Star Wars.
Yeah,
but they were like 7 inches tall, right?
They're probably like five and a half,
something like that. Yeah.
You know what? Then this is the blind spot in my knowledge because I was
good looking figures, but I mean they were figures of the time for sure.
Yeah.
Like super buff upper body and they skipped leg day though, kind of thing.
Yeah, like Hawkman, you know, they had him with like just his bandolier thing on, holding his wings, and like he had more rips in his muscle than, you know, even human anatomy would allow.
Yeah. They got like 12 packs instead of 8 packs, 6 packs. Yeah.
Yeah, let me share a screen of the one that I was thinking it was the DC Direct ones, because you said that they were really, really nice looking. So, oh God, where's my?
Oh yeah, those ones were really nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's some Dallas Vintage Toys. This is the one I was thinking you were talking about. I started getting into this around 2006 because I was trying to ask somebody, what's the Marvel Legends for DC? And this is before DC Universe Classics came out. And somebody said, this is probably your best one. They weren't. And when Ed said they weren't articulated worth shit, I thought about these, because these were basically like, 7 or 8 PO, or, somewhere between 7 and 10 POA. That's it. Right.
I looked at these and then I skipped past these and went to the Kotobukias. I was like, well, they're not going to articulate well anyways. I may as well get the Kotobukias, which are really nice statues for a decent amount. I mean, I think that they were running like $60-$70,
And funny, I still think these, I almost still want these today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't bad looking figures for sure, but.
Yeah, looks good. It's a good sculpt.
Yeah, but they're all based off of Alex Ross's Justice line, so they're very Kingdom Come type of look.
The Total Justice guys were just like generic, comic book designed. They weren't. There wasn't any art form to them. They were definitely of the 90s.
I'll pull up a picture of one.
I still remember the Marvel Legends in the Toy Biz era.
Yeah.
Those are good memories for me, because
those were good figures, though.
They were good figures.
Because like the Sentinel, the Galactus, those Build-A-Figures, they hold up.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're kind of vintage, but kind of modern. Like, that's what I like about them.
I still have my Beast Toy Biz because I love Beast.
With the lab coat or what?
Oh no, it was a Toy Biz. It was no lab coat. It was back in the Toy Biz era.
It was the 5-pack version that came with the lab coat. I'm remembering now, because Rogue came in that pack and everybody bought that for Rogue. Because in theory, you could get everybody else, right? The appeal of that 5-pack was a maskless Wolverine, a lab coat for Beast, and Rogue. But with Wolverine,
Toy Biz did some nice 5-packs though for Marvel Legends back in the day, man.
They did. They had some nice Spider-Man ones and everything. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I look at those Toy Biz ones and I like hold them in high regard. I know they've been superseded because, like I said, they're not quite vintage and they're not nowhere near the best of the modern. But there's some sort of a soft spot for me where I kind of pocket them in with what do you call it? With Motu Classics almost. Oh, this line, huh?
Yeah, I think this was like mid to late 90s.
Yeah, it had to be. But these are basically 5 POA.
You got Superman with the mullet, so you got the Kyle Rayner, and then you got the Aquaman with the hook.
Hook.
Yeah.
Okay, what was with the mullets in the 90s? Like, I did not see that anywhere around me. We saw it during the 80s, but in the comics, it's like they were way behind time. They were doing the mullets and the crazy teased 80s hair in the 90s, right?
Wow. When they brought Superman back, they had to make him look different somehow, so they just added that in. All of a sudden, one day that was gone.
He was rejuvenating for a while, and his hair grew. He didn't have a barber.
His hair grew while he was dead.
Yeah,
but not just Superman. I mean, Image Comics, Marvel, they all had crazy hair. Gambit had the craziest hair. They all were wearing the 80s hair, but it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
We're also talking the 90s had,
short hair to long hair.
All the characters had pouches on their pouches.
Yeah. That's what they came as a package. I don't know if you can see that.
That's
nice.
Classics, so yeah.
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 Managed by none other than
Mattel.
Might have been, I don't know.
Sculpted by the Four Horsemen.
There we go. We'll go with that.
I collected those, but then I gave them all away to someone. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was basically meant as the real counter to Marvel Legends, right? Because that came out a few years later.
Yeah.
Even though I was doing the DC Justice stuff, but Justice was limited to what characters Alex Ross put in the comic, right? So.
Yeah. Hockey mullets, nice.
Hockey monks, basically, yeah.
Well, Stanley's still rocking a hockey monk.
I was gonna say, like, he's when I see Stanley, I'm like, yep, I see like 1989 NHL. That's what I see. That's what I see with him. No.
He really is just a fan of Billy Ray Cyrus. He just doesn't want to tell anybody. So he says it's about hockey, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name on Full House at a mullet too, didn't he?
Uncle
Jesse. Yeah,
Jesse Stephanopoulos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Saget guy though. Well, he had one too. They all had one.
Yeah.
How you been, Jetman?
All right.
Yeah. What you been up to?
Not much.
No.
Hanging out in my apartment.
Nice.
Building a diorama. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Building.
Trying to build like a Dr. Mindbender lab.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
For classified? Like, is it going to be
Yeah.
bigger? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'd have to
I tell you what, you may the Frankenstein's creature that they did for the Four Horsemen this past year had a really nice lab set with it. And I know some folks bought extras of that just for the figure. That they probably have some of those lab sets on eBay for cheap. So
yeah, the bed for that was pretty nicely done.
yeah, and some of the equipment and wiring and all that. Another
So how
one
big are you making it, Jetman?
I don't know. I don't know if I can show it on my iPad. I got to turn.
Oh, wow.
Is that? Can you see it?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me bring it up. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I took the boxes that used to come in classified before they went back to plastic packaging.
Yep.
That's the figure in, and I put those, glue them in for like to hold the bat. Like he's working on a bat. Like.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. I don't have a 3D printer, so.
Are you building it mostly out of foam or just scrap pieces?
Mostly foam. Yeah.
Mostly foam. Yeah.
I ordered some from Home Depot because I don't like the green foam from Lowe's.
I use the green foam from Lowe's just because it's accessible and I can make it work. But yeah, the pink foam is definitely easier to work with than the blue foam.
I bought a foam cutter on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like a tabletop one, like a table saw. So pretty neat.
Yeah, those are fun to play with.
Yeah.
Here's another one I've seen some folks use. It's the Palisades Muppets lab set.
Nice.
And especially if you put a different, like you do some dry brush and put a different paint job on it, it like actually looks kind of cool. So
that's cool.
Is that Beaker?
Beaker. Yeah, it's Beaker in a lab set. So
Beaker and Bunsen.
Yeah.
You got a picture of the Frankenstein handy?
Yeah, I can find it real quick.
I've seen a lot of people buy that bed in the side table just for the Mindbender lab Mindbender lab.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff on Etsy for that.
Yeah, Etsy has everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I use Temu a lot for like little cylinders and jars and shit. You can find Temu has tons of them for $1 for like 6 miniature glass jars and shit.
Really
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got another diorama, but it's up high. You can't see it, but it's like a forest of Endor with my Ewoks. I like Ewoks. So.
Did you make like trees or did you make like the little Ewok huts and stuff?
No, just like I bought little trees.
Yeah.
On Amazon, like pine trees and a little like a Bayovac thing with a net and stuff.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is the Frankenstein's creature from Four Horsemen, but like it came with all these containers you can put the heads in. This thing over here on the right that looks like it has a wheel on it has like wires, so you can plug it into the figure, kind of, make it look like it. And then this is about Probably just 6.5 inches, 7 inches, right, Curtis? The bed, maybe 7 inches.
Uh,
Because Frankenstein
yeah.
just fits on it.
Yeah, I mean Frankenstein. That one is comes in at about 8 inches tall.
Oh, does it? Yeah, that's
yeah.
what it does. Yeah,
They're normally about 7 inches, but he's a little bit taller.
Yeah, he's on the bigger buckets, right?
It's actually a cool figurine.
But yeah,
he's an awesome figure for sure.
Yeah, but I, there's it. So when they do these figure obscura, a lot of times they introduce new tooling. So a lot of the customizers will get extras of these just for the figure itself, and then you're left with all this extra stuff that you may not need. Because if you're buying, let's say you're buying 3 or 4 of these, you only probably need one of this set. So yeah, you can probably find some of those on eBay if you need some extra little equipment for your lab.
And then they announced the retailer version, so even more go up.
Yeah. Which is, usually it's just a kind of a recolor, and I think on this one it's just green, and then some of the lab equipment, instead of having like the white at the bottom, I think it's like a copperish color and stuff like that.
Did they make the silver part copper too? I think they made the silver part
yeah.
copper on the retail version.
Yeah, they usually just change up some of the colors and whatnot. So yeah.
That's cool.
Very neat.
So how much longer y'all want to stay up?
Negative 20 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean,
I'm with Curtis on that one.
That's fine.
I'm a night person, so I sleep during the day a lot. So.
Don't leave me here alone.
I usually take a nap at like 6 to 7 o'clock on Saturday nights, just so I'm awake for the clubhouse.
And that's why you only need like 5 hours to sleep a night, right?
No, usually I don't do that every night, but just on Saturdays I do it because I never know how long the clubhouse is going to go. Normally I only sleep like 4 to 5 hours every night. Hit the bed about midnight, wake up at 5 every day.
That's sustainable though. Like, you're
been doing it since I was old enough to remember.
Wow. That's
And
awesome.
You feel good when you do that? Like
I feel fine. I feel fine.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
I know. I get so much more done.
Yep.
Right?
I get a lot done because I don't sleep.
I'd have no history videos left to do if I only slept that much. They're like, what do you mean you did history of the popples, Ken? Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Popples.
Gummy
bears is next, right? Gummy bears is next.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Like, why are you doing gummy bears? I got nothing left.
When you start getting into the snorks, then we'll start talking about how you have nothing left.
Oh yes, for the raccoons.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Such a good looking Nightwing, man. Jesus.
Yeah, Mafex does some cool shit.
Yeah.
I'm actually at a loss what next video to do because I just finished Exo Squad about a week ago, and my brain doesn't know where to go. Tony's figs, he wants me to do superpowers, Kenner superpowers.
That'd be great line. I'd love to see that.
That's awesome.
Hey Tony.
So
how about Robotech toys? Did you do Robotech toys or just the history of Robotech cartoons?
I covered the toys as far as like by just using commercial images because I didn't think Matchbox did a great job, but they couldn't because they were handcuffed a little bit. And then I showed like my Macross version of it. So another direction I could go is continue Robotech into the next generation of it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's another way to do it.
I mean, there's Tron, there's Astro Boy.
What about like the history of purple and military?
That'd be a 2-second video.
Yeah.
That might come up.
You're gonna get, Curtis, is the maroon berets. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, that request might come up next week, legitimately, right?
Yep. There's this one time we had to hide in the eggplant patch, and so yeah.
When we actually get the Space Force out doing patrol on alien planets, then we can get the purple in there, right?
That's right. Yeah. Till then, yeah.
Stretch Armstrong, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't want him.
Well, Pixel Dan releasing that TMNT book, that's a legit contender now.
Oh yeah.
Right. So yeah. Or continue Motu,
I never got into Turtles.
Yeah. It was past my time.
You did Brave Star. Did you do Black Star yet?
No, I never did Black Star.
Black Star would be a good one. There's a lot of Black Star fandom out there.
How
that doesn't get
popular
any
was
love.
that? Because I found out about that way later.
Back when I was a kid, Black Star was the shit. He just didn't last very long.
I've heard it was kind of a regional thing. It seems like there's some areas that didn't get it at all, and others that had it like every day of the week. So
we had it all the time here, and I know Thanos, who grew up in California or on the West Coast anyway, had it all the time too. So I mean,
yeah.
When I did a history of Brave Star, I wasn't sure I would even mention it, and then two of my collaborators, when I was talking to them, they both brought up Black Star.
Yeah,
they're like, that was my introduction to Filmation. For their line of succession was Black Star, and then Motu, and then Filmation's Ghostbusters, and then Brave Star. That was their successive, and of course there was
on the Filmation Ghostbusters. I love
Filmation, Flash Gordon.
Yeah, and then before that, I think it was all the licensed properties like Star Trek, because that was licensed. Tarzan, I think, was licensed, or was it public domain by that point? I'm not sure, but there were a bunch of.
Was it Filmation that did the Tarzan? I thought that was.
I was told in the comment section that, hey, you could, Tarzan was Filmation as well.
I thought that was Lou Scheimer or whatever the fuck his name was.
No, but Lou Scheimer founded Filmation. So
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because he put that at the end of the Filmation cartoons. That's right.
Yeah. Unless he hadn't founded Filmation yet, and anyway, it doesn't.
No, I think
matter.
he did.
He probably did. So yeah, but I'm not sure who actually owned Tarzan at that point in time. You'd think he'd be public domain. So
yeah, they did Flash Gordon, and Oppenheimer was Emperor Ming, and he uses almost the exact same voice as Skeletor. So
yeah.
Guys, remember Thunder the Barbarian?
Oh yeah,
that's another one people have brought up. Yep. Yeah.
Thunder was a great cartoon. It only lasted one season, also. Because
really,
Disney owns Tarzan. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Why did I even ask?
All right, folks. I think I'm gonna have to sign off.
Yeah, I'm getting out too.
Fun.
We might just call it for the show, right?
Okay.
Until
we went 3.5 hours basically. That's pretty good for almost not having one. So
we did.
Oz would be pleased. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we did you good, Oz.
That's right.
Yeah, next week maybe you can do me good with that package. So
if you got time, you'll be talking Bayethier the whole night.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'll see you folks later.
All right, later, man.
Yeah, Curtis.
See you, Curtis. Yeah, we could pretty much end it right now, anyway, right? So,
yeah, we'll just end it. It's fine.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, for
Thanks.
popping in.
Yep.
You guys
take care.
Have a nice night.
Nice night.
You got to turn quick.